Great. So let's begin. I think people are joining, still joining, and I think for the next 5-7 minutes we can expect many more people to join. However, we can start by chanting Om 3 times, Guru Prarthana, and we'll do Guru Mantra also 11 times. And before we begin, so let's take a normal deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in for Om. ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानेकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Now let us chant Om Shri Gurave Namaha 11 times. So everyone be on mute, but chant along with me. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. 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 Jai Gurudev. So tonight is the big night of Shiva, and what better thing to do than talking about the Shiva and the Shakti and their intricate connection with Jyotiṣa. So staying awake on the night of Shiva, especially Mahashivratri, is like it is the time, it is a day, or it is a night which comes once in a year when your beloved is closest to you. Consider Gurudev has come to your house only for a night. Once in a lifetime, or probably once in a year opportunity, you have been listening to Gurudev remotely on screen. But now Gurudev has come to you for a night. How exciting will it be? So it is not a kind of obligation or we have to stay awake. It is a kind of devotion. It is a kind of love for divine which keeps us awake. Sanjeev Kumar ji, आंख बंद करके सुनेंगे तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. So let's talk about Shiva, Shakti, and how these energies manifest in our life in different aspects. Somebody was asking me that we have heard Gurudev talking about Shiva as the elemental thing, the summum bone of the entire creation, the basic element from which everything is made up of. Now, we also read about Lord Shiva, that how things have happened. Shiva has gone to Parvati, they got married. Shiva has come in Ramayana also. He has given his Dhanush to Lord Rama. Shiva has given blessings to Arjuna also in Mahabharata. So now this seems a little confusing, isn't it? This thought has come to all of us, some of our minds, that how can these two things are possible? When Shiva is the elemental thing, how can these things happening in the stories? So let's understand the existence of Shiva and Shakti at different level. So the topic of today is the Shiva, the Shakti, and their light, what we understand it as Jyotiṣa. In Saundarya Lahiri, the first shloka, the text Saundarya Lahiri starts with this shloka. Shiva Shaktya Yukto Yadi Bhavati Shaktah Prabhavitum Nache Devam Devo Na Khalu Kushalah Spanditumapi, which means joined with Shakti, Lord Shiva is capable of creating the universe. Otherwise, the Lord is not be able to even stir. Spanditumapi, uh, which means it cannot even move, it cannot even vibrate, cannot even pulsate without Shakti. Shiva and Shakti has always been considered inseparable. And this shloka is given by Shiva himself. If you understand Saundarya Lahiri, this is the text, or this is again, the legend says, the Puranic legend says that Saundarya Lahiri is the song sung by Lord Shiva in the praises of Mata Parvati, in the praises of Shakti. So the entire the first part of Saundarya Lahiri, which is called Ananda Lahiri, is considered to be sung by Lord Shiva, and it has a tone of a lover, like a husband is singing a song for a wife. And the second part of it, though when the Saundarya Lahiri was sung by Lord Shiva, it was first given to Adi Shankaracharya, and when he was taking it back, the story says that Nandi Maharaj came and he snatched away half of it and ran away. So the rest of the part, the second part of Saundarya Lahiri was written by Shankaracharya himself, was completed by Shankaracharya himself. So when we read Saundarya Lahiri, the first part is like a husband singing the praises of wife. The second part is like a child singing the praises of a mother. So the first part, first shloka says, without Shakti, Shiva is not capable of even moving a bit. So Shiva and Shakti, the first thing we understand from this is Shiva himself is declaring that Shiva and Shakti is inseparable. So the eternal union of Shiva and Shakti is the cause of creation, sustenance, and dissolution. Understand this. It is only with the Shakti together, it is only with the power of Shiva, he can he can actually create, sustain, or dissolve. So when we are talking about Shakti as the power of Shiva, it is like inseparable power. Like you have Kriya Shakti, you perform certain acts, but you cannot say that your Kriya Shakti is separate from you. Your actions are part of you. You cannot say it is your energy which has done that, not you. So when we see things happening in the world, we say that Shiva has done it, though it is the Shakti which has done it. So Shiva and Shakti are inseparable, and because of their union, the creation, sustenance, and dissolution is possible. Shiva and Shakti are together. That's why this is possible. Shiva is the singularity, which is the cause of Shakti. Shakti means all matter and energy. Understand this. Shiva is that singularity, which is the cause of all matter and energy to exist, and in which all matter and energy cease to exist. So the Shakti rises from Shiva, the Shakti dissolves in Shiva. Shakti is inseparable from Shiva. And another part to understand is that Shakti rests on Shiva. So if we actually look at all the pictures, all the depiction of Shiva and Parvati, Parvati is either sitting on the lap of Shiva, like inseparable, almost covering the Shiva, and or else in the form of Kali, she is standing on the chest of Shiva. So this manifestation within or beyond the purview of perception. So this manifestation can happen within the purview of our perception, human perception. This is also happening beyond the purview of human perception at various levels. So what are these levels? But before we get on to these levels, let's see something very interesting. Do you see these pictures? These are some very old depictions of Shiva and Parvati. And in all these ancient depictions of Shiva and Parvati, I'm not talking about the modern pictures where Shiva and Parvati are depicted as romantic couples, but this has been the oldest pictures I could figure out from various sources. If you actually look at, in every picture, Parvati is actually sitting on the lap of Shiva. See this here also. It is almost coinciding, sitting on the lap of Shiva. See this sculpture? The Shakti is sitting on the lap of Shiva. See these old pictures? All old depiction. Even if the Ganesha is there, Parvati is also on the lap of Shiva. Ganesha is also on the lap of Shiva. See the sculpture? Or else we see Shakti or the Kali standing on the chest of Shiva. So in almost all depictions, it has been shown that Parvati is on Shiva, is sitting on Shiva or standing on Shiva. So this is how Shiva and Parvati are eternally. This is how the powers, the Shakti is there along with Shiva from the beginning, and it will remain like that till the end. Now understand another important thing. What happens on the Shivratri? So Shiva and Shakti, when they came together, the world started to exist. World began to exist. The creation began. And on Shivratri, something special happened. If they are together like this, on Shivratri, they become like this. The merger becomes complete. As Gurudev often mentioned that the Shakti and Shiva together is the cause of the creation. But on Shivratri, the Shiva principle touches the planet Earth. Otherwise, it is 10 inches above the Earth. But on Shivratri, it touches the planet Earth. So when on Shivratri, Shiva and Shakti are merged together, it is the time when we experience the Shiva Tattva with the least effort. It is on Shivratri. The moment we close our eyes, listen to certain mantras, we can soak ourselves in the Shiva Tattva. Now, we'll also understand the Jyotiṣa, the astrological significance of Shivratri. But before we get on to this, let's understand few more things. There are three levels of manifestation. The first one is called Parashakti, which is transcendental energy. It is beyond the purview of any human or divine perception. The second level is called Aparashakti, this immanent energy, which is the immanent manifestation, wherein we can actually see some perceptible um power or some perceptible energy manifesting as Shiva and Shakti. The third one is called Para Apara Shakti, which is intermediate energy, which is often experienced by regular meditators in deep meditation. However, it is non-perceptible to regular people. So we are not going to talk about Parashakti or Para Apara Shakti. Anyways, as Gurudev mentioned, those who have realized it, they cannot talk about it, and those talk about it is very clearly have not realized it. So we are going to talk about the apara manifestation or the immanent energy of Shiva and Parvati. So have you noticed this slide on which I am writing everything? This slide. Anyone has noticed this?
Black hole.
You see something interesting in it?
It's a black hole.
Light,
Real black hole
light.
image.
Is there a light?
Absolutely. It is the only and the latest and the only picture of a real black hole
Black
taken
hole,
by
yes.
NASA. You, if you stare at it for a few moments, you'll feel something changing within your consciousness. You'll feel something is pulling inside.
That's the first thing which struck me in this slide.
Yeah. So
It's a very famous
do
photo
this.
now.
Look at this black hole. It is there on your slide, right? Look at this black hole for 15 seconds and see something is changing within you or not. It may not. It's okay, but have a look at it. Give a good look to it, a good stare to it.
It appears as though it is pulling you inside.
Yes, yes. So if we have to actually understand the manifested, perceptible manifestation of Shiva and Shakti, I would say look at the black hole. This is the most perceptible manifestation of Shiva and Shakti we can get. And this is the real picture of a black hole. This is not a drawn picture. So we are actually looking at Shiva and Shakti on the night of Shiva, on Shivratri.
So this was, imagined by Einstein many years ago,
Yes,
and he said that a black hole will look like this. And after decades, after research, scientific research, this is what they could prove that what Einstein said was
yes,
correct.
yes. Now we will also go back to what our Shastras have said. Let's understand first what Einstein has said. Now, Varunji, you have raised this. Anyways, this was the plan. So now let's look at what exactly black hole is. I'm not concerned about all other aspects of black hole, but I'm concerned about two important things: singularity and the event horizon. Singularity itself says Advait. When there is no two, only singularity exists. So look at this, what is written. At the very center of a black hole, matter has collapsed into a region of infinite density called a singularity. Infinite density. All the matter and energy that falls into the black hole ends up here. The prediction of infinite density by general relativity is thought to indicate the breakdown of the theory where quantum effects become important. It is said a very small black hole, probably the size of a mustard seed, is as dense as the mass of the earth. If the entire earth to be compressed into a black hole, it will become a black hole of a size of a sesame seed or a mustard seed. So this is how dense a black hole is. And understand this. The other part, the hue, this shining ring over it, this is called event horizon. It is mentioned in number of texts, number of physics, uh, by number of scholars of physics, quantum physics, that some you cannot fathom anything beyond event horizon. You cannot see anything beyond event horizon. Now, event horizon, this is the radius around the singularity where matter and energy cannot escape the black hole's gravity, the point of no return. This is the black part of the black hole. But now understand, the gravity is too strong that the photons are not able to get through it. That's how it is giving a hue. This is giving a shine. But you cannot really go beyond this. Understand, this is also a highlight. This is the black part of the black hole. Singularity, there is a black part over it, which is which through which nothing can pass through, nothing can go. It is too dense. Now understand. Next step. In many opinions, black holes are also the wormholes. Now, understand this: the black holes, the singularity is something. However, the event horizon is actually, if we talk about wormholes, they are like hourglass shape, in the shape of a damru, the instrument that Shiva plays. This is how the entire black hole is, or the wormhole is. On one hand, there is a black hole which is absorbing everything, everything dissolves in it. And at the neck, this neck is called event horizon. And it is mentioned that this is made up of traversable material which has negative mass. So anything with the positive mass cannot pass through it. So anything that comes here becomes absolute zero, absolute zero. So this is the point. The moment anything crosses, this event horizon, it becomes absolute zero. The moment you go closer to event horizon, you become closer to becoming zero. And the moment you touch this, you become zero. So to reach the singularity, you have to cross the event horizon, become a zero. Now, this reminds me of the words of Shankaracharya. He has mentioned that the only untouchable in the creation is Shiva. The only untouchable in this creation is Shiva. Because as soon as you go closer to Shiva, you become Shiva. As soon as you go closer to singularity, you become singularity. Does that make sense to you? The definition of singularity, the definition of event horizon. Now,
Yes.
how wonderful it is when we got to know that the center of our galaxy is also a black hole. And the center of our galaxy, Milky Way, and our sun is one of a billion stars in the Milky Way. And our solar system is somewhere on the 2/3 edge of the spiral arm. We are here. This is highlighted. We are not that big, a small dot, but to understand where we are, this has been highlighted. What is happening at the center of the galaxy? There are many solar systems, billions of solar systems, which are revolving and that getting closer and closer and closer, and they finally get absorbed by the black hole. If singularity is Shiva, can I say the Shakti of singularity is Kali Shakti, the dark energy? Simple translation, Kali Shakti is what? The dark energy. Now, if we go back to the assumption that all black holes are also wormholes, there is a debate about it, whether they are wormholes or not. Wormholes means, again, an hourglass shape of structure, which opens up in one dimension and then closes and then reopens up, or the other side opens up in some other dimension, in some other universe, some other world. So everything is getting absorbed here. It becomes zero. And then again, it recreates and throws out everything from the other side. White hole. So with Kali Shakti, Shiva is dissolving everything. And the other form of the Shiva, with Shweta Shakti, Shweta means white, white energy. Shweta Shakti is recreating everything. Now you understand whose Shakti is Shweta, the creator, the Brahma. Kali Shakti is associated with Shiva, the Shweta Shakti is associated with the creator, the Brahma. It is happening in some other dimension, some other multiverse, probably, other universe. So there is a fair chance that the black hole is the imminent manifestation of Shiva and Shakti, which is within our perception. Does that make sense to you? Do you find it
Ashutosshh, can you
exciting?
just repeat it?
Yes.
Just repeat it. This part. Just repeat it.
Yes. So the black hole, the center of the galaxy, is the closest manifested Shiva and Shakti, which can be perceived by our senses. We have understood that Shiva and Shakti's manifestation happens at 3 levels. Para level, beyond our senses, perception, beyond our imagination, beyond our comprehension. We do not get into that at all. We only dissolve in it. Second one is para apara, which is intermediary but still beyond our limited perception. We're talking about the para manifestation of Shiva and Shakti. We cannot say Shiva and Shakti is only Nirakar, only without a shape or without any manifestation. Shiva and Shakti is everything. Everything has come out of Shiva and Shakti. Everything is in Shiva and Shakti, sustaining in Shiva and Shakti. So the manifested as well as unmanifested, everything is Shiva and Shakti. But how do we see the closest divine manifestation of Shiva and Shakti? I would say it is the black hole. How? Very simple. Singularity is Shiva. Who is singular? Which power can have singularity? If we look at our Shastras, only Shiva is considered as the singularity. Eko ham bahusyama. That was the first sankalpa which rose in Shiva. That I am one, let me be many. Because Shiva was the only singularity. Varunji is thinking something.
Actually, it reminds me of this film called Interstellar because I'm continuously
Absolutely.
thinking about that film.
Now,
And
now you
it's
have, okay, you complete. Because you have referred Interstellar, there's something very interesting here.
so मेरा ये प्रश्न है गुरु कि जो सिंगुलरिटी आई अंडरस्टैंड कि वो शिव है तो आपका कहने का तात्पर्य ये है कि जो शक्ति है वो ग्रेविटी है वो जो इनफाइनाइट ग्रेविटी वो शक्ति है
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now understand one more thing. Interstellar, you referred. I'm sure many of us have already watched this movie. For those who have not, I will quote exactly what is mentioned in this movie. So they come to they come very close to a gargantua, a black hole, and one of the scientists realized that it is infinite knowledge around it, though he cannot see beyond event horizon. But as you get closer to a black hole, it is infinite knowledge. And he was able to gather so many things just by spending some time near a black hole. Because the gravity is very strong. When the gravity becomes strong, two things happen: dense knowledge, dense ananda. Dense knowledge, dense ananda, or you can also say immense love or immense bhakti. So this takes us to another thought. Probably each one of our body also has a speck of a black hole in our heart region.
हाँ जी गुरु
Probably, I mean, scientific aptitude
हाँ
says you should be open to possibilities. I'm not
हाँ गुरु जी हाँ
concluding here. I'm just opening up to a possibility. Probably our body also has a speck of a black hole within us. And as soon as this black hole grows, it can grow in the company of other larger black holes or dark matter, a speck of dark matter within us. As soon as it goes into the company of other dark matter, it grows. As soon as we do certain practices, it grows. And when it grows, it makes us go deeper in knowledge. It makes us experience a lot of bhakti, a lot of love. Because in gravity everything becomes dense, and if you actually go to the shastras again, the how bhakti is been mentioned, it is mentioned like a honey. It is dense and it is sweet. Bhakti has been compared with honey, which is dense and sweet. The viscosity
जैसे कि आप
increases. Why? Because there is a gravity. Because of the gravity, see, very simple example. We have Gurudev as a living example with us. We have seen so many times. We are waiting for Gurudev in Vishalakshi Mandap. Everybody is lying up, lying down, and relaxing, laid back. Moment Gurudev comes, everyone rushes to that center stage. Like a magnet, Gurudev attracts everyone. Gurudev car goes and everyone scattered. Everyone comes closer to his car. Subconsciously, this happens, but there is a gravity because there is a dark matter there. Dark matter can also be translated into Krishna Tattva. Krishna Tattva. Dark matter. The more Krishna Tattva you have, the more dark matter you have, the more attraction you have, the more gravity you have. And with that gravity comes knowledge. With that gravity comes love. That's what is happening near the black hole at the center of the galaxy. Now you again look back at this thing. So It can be a Shakti lying down, and it can be a spike like this, a fierce spike like this. So it can be a Parvati form, and it can be in the Kali form also. But Shakti is there, and it rests on Shiva, whether it is standing or almost cuddling Shiva. Isn't it thought provoking? Let's see what Einstein has to say. I have quoted Einstein's thing also here because you, again, somehow. So, according to special relativity, no longer can space and time be thought of as universal concepts set in stone, experienced identically by everyone. Rather, space and time emerged from Einstein's reworking as malleable construct whose form and appearance depend on one's state of motion. Special relativity. Tell me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows this. So,
Guruji,
what Einstein is saying
Yes,
is
I've studied this.
that our perceptible reality is not set in stone. It is not same for everyone. It depends on our motion, state of motion. Very clearly he has mentioned, you know, uh, they are no longer, they cannot be understood as concepts set in stone. Space and time are not the concept set in stone, which is experienced identically by everyone. No, everyone's idea of space and time can be different because they are the construct which depends on one state of motion. How revolutionary thought this is. That's what our Puranas have been telling, our Shastras have been telling. Now, if I have to take this word of this special relativity theory of Sir Albert Einstein, anyways, this is how our solar system moves in the galaxy. I hope everyone knows. So it is like a vortex. So our sun is running, and all planets around it's in a helical movement running behind it. So now understand this. So our range of perception is limited by three things. First, the range of movement of our solar system around galaxy. First thing. So now going back again, depends on one state of motion. Your reality, what you think space and time is, it depends on one state of motion. We are in constant state of motion. First, our sun is constantly moving around galaxy. This is the first state of motion we are in, our entire solar system. Second state of motion we are in, the movement of our planet around sun. And the third state of motion we are in is rotation of our planet on its axis. So these are the three major state of movements which is defining our reality of time and space. Is it understood? This part, is it clear to
Yes.
everyone?
Yes.
Three things
Jacob.
are responsible for our reality. How, at what speed our sun is moving around galaxy, at what speed earth is moving around sun, and at what speed earth is rotating on its axis. These three things are primarily defining our reality of time and space. We can also add to it, though it is a very minuscule aspect, but still it is making a difference. If you actually observe the modes of commutation available to us, this is also changing our reality. So if you have actually seen how eras have changed, I'm not talking about yugas. There was an era when bullock carts were running, at that time the reality perceived by everyone was slightly different, though major things are decided by sun's movement, earth's movement, and its rotation. But a small part of reality got changed as soon as we moved on to locomotives. A small part of reality got changed as soon as we have aeroplanes for us to make us travel from one place to other. A small part, minuscule, insignificant part probably, because the major thing is these three movements we are always part of. So we can clearly say our range of perception is our reality of space and time, which is defined by these three things. And this is what our reality of space and time, our limited reality of space and time is called Bhuloka. It is not Earth which is called Bhuloka. It is any solar system which is moving at the same speed as our sun and has a planet like Earth which is revolving around the sun at the same speed like Earth and also rotating on its axis at the same speed like Earth. So wherever these three things are happening exactly in the same way, there is a possibility of Bhuloka. That's where we can find similar life which our eyes can perceive, our senses can perceive. I'm not saying that there is no life on any other planet if it is not moving at our speed. I'm saying we can perceive life only if a planet or solar system is moving at a certain speed, a planet is revolving around it at certain speed, and it's rotating on its axis at certain speed. Basis these three things, our reality is defined. Our perception ability, our perceptible abilities are defined. Now let's understand what I'm trying to explain or say by saying perceptible abilities. There are a lot of things which are manifested, which are existing in this creation, but not everything we can perceive. For example, our ears can only perceive sounds vibrating between 120 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Anything below or beyond is called ultrasonic. Basic science, right? We have learned this in probably 8th standard. Very basic science. I have tried this experiment. There was an app on which you keep increasing the frequency. Though theoretically it says 20,000 hertz, but after 13,000, you cannot hear. And my ears are pretty good. I could hear more than anyone else, but after 13,000 hertz, I could not hear. So this is the limitation of our perception of sound, our perception of or our hearing perception. 120 hertz to 13,000 hertz. It doesn't mean nothing exists below that or above that. There are a lot of things which are existing. Similarly, our eyes can only see anything which is pulsating. Everything is pulsating, and only those things which are pulsating below or at 20 impulses per second. Anything faster than that we cannot see. It is beyond our visual perception. So our perception is like very limited. It is like one radio station our brain is tuned to, and we can only perceive that radio station. But there are infinite radio stations with infinite frequencies to tune into. But we cannot listen to all these things because we are tuned to one frequency only. So when we are talking about Bhuloka, this is the radio station we are tuned to. Bhuloka is not only Prithvi. Bhuloka means that dimension our brain is tuned to perceive. And the basis of perception is the movement of our sun, our planet around the sun, and the rotation of the earth. So can I confidently say our reality, our existence, our reality or our perception of time and space totally depends on the movement of sun and the movement of earth around the sun and its rotation also. About 99.999%. That's our reality is. Thought provoking. It may take some time to seep in, but think about it. I'm following a very logical and scientific sequence, I would say. Now, with this, there are some inferences. The revolution and rotation of our planet and all other planets in solar system is governed by sun's movement and its gravity. Why? You can see this picture. The way sun is moving, it is governing the movement of all other grahas and sun's gravity, isn't it? Are you with me? Yes or no? Do you agree with this?
Yes. Yes.
Sun is governing the movement of all the planets, including our planets around it, and its rotation also. Movement of our planet around sun is of course also, and the rotation of our planet on its axis. So these three things. Now, this is the first thing. Revolution and rotation of our planet and all other planets in solar system is governed by sun's movement and its gravity. Everyone follows sun and its gravity. So sun is the leader, the king. Right? In our solar system, sun is the king. Everyone is following it. That's what Jyotiṣa first chapter talks about. First chapter of Parashar Shastra. Not the first chapter where the grahas starts. The second chapter actually. It says amongst the graha, Surya is the king. Everyone follows Surya. Nothing new. We already knew it. Part of Jyotish. The next inference we can have, the gravity cannot exist without Shiva. The Shakti cannot exist without Shiva. If there is gravity, there has to be Shiva. If there is gravity, there has to be the dark matter. Can we say this or not? The gravity cannot exist without Shiva. The Shakti cannot exist without Shiva. We have seen so many pictures. They're like almost inseparable. One, Ardhanarishwar. So when we talk about black hole becoming one level of manifestation of Shiva, I would say sun is the next level of manifestation. You look at sun, you're actually looking at the manifested form of Lord Shiva himself. In Jyotiṣa, the Pratyadi Devata of Surya is considered as Lord Shiva. These are general Jyotish lessons we anyways teach in our regular classes. Ravi Shankara, somebody has mentioned so nicely. So Ravi is Shankara. Ravi is Shiva. The Surya is Shiva. And sun's gravity, which has set everything in defined motion, is the ultimate Shakti of manifestation. So, of course, if sun is Shiva, then the sun's gravity is the Shakti, with the presence of whom everything is manifested. However, for Bhuloka is what? A particular range of motion. To manifest, two factors played important role. Now, for Bhuloka to manifest, there are again two factors. Sun's gravity is Sanya, his wife. Okay, we'll talk about it later. That's not okay. Let me say something about. Somebody has said sun's gravity is Sangya, sun's wife. Understand, sun and Surya Dev, they are two different identities. Something very thought-provoking again. Sun, what we see, and Surya Dev are different identities. Though we call sun as different names like Surya, Ravi, but Surya Dev is the Devata of sun. There are not many Surya Dev. There are like billion stars in the sky. There are billion suns in the space. There are not billion Surya Devata. Surya Devata is one energy. Surya Dev's energy's manifestation is Surya, is his sun. But all these the fireballs comes under the purview of Surya Devata. So Surya Dev is on a subtler level. This is not the same level of existence. So when we talk about the story of Surya Dev and Sanya and how they started uh, their life, and then Ashwini Kumaras were born and different nakshatras were born because of as their children only. We are talking at a different level of reality. This is not the same level of reality. Always understand, Shankaracharya ji has mentioned three different satya, three levels of reality. The first one is bhasit satya, which means perceptible reality. You go into a dark room and you mistake a rope for a snake. That is perceptible reality. You've got some wrong perception. You thought it is a snake, but it was not. The other one is vyavaharik satya, what we actually see things as real. Right now, I'm talking to you, it is a real thing, but it is a vyavaharik satya. And the third one is called paramarthik satya, absolute reality. So the moment we move beyond vyavaharik satya, there are other things also, subtler things also, at a different level of reality. So for Bhuloka to manifest, two factors played important role. The mass of Earth and its gravity, and the gravity of the moon imposed on Earth, bringing dynamism and energy levels. This is to be understood. A particular range of motion is caused because of the mass of the Earth. Earth is rotating on its axis and it's moving, taking the revolution around the sun. The first important factor is the mass of the Earth, isn't it? Which is defining its movement, the speed.
Yes.
Sanjeev Kumarji has fallen asleep. Anyways, so the mass of the Earth, and the second one I'm talking about, mass of the Earth and its gravity. So when we talk about Earth and its gravity, there is a possibility that at the core of the Earth, there could be a small size dark matter, probably. That's how everything is being stuck together, bonded together. If there is gravity, there has to be a Shiva. There are other opinions. It is probably the sun's gravity, which has been lended to all the planets, which has been, and that's how every planet has their gravity. But that's something for a later discussion, a debatable thing. But now let's get back to the other one. The second factor is the gravity of the moon imposed on the Earth. Now, Earth's rotation and revolution is not independent. It is not only dependent on Earth's mass and its gravity. It is highly impacted by its satellite moons, its biological satellite moon's motion and its gravity. It is regulated. It is managed by moon. So the gravity of the moon imposed on the Earth, bringing dynamism in the energy level. Now, how the gravity of the moon imposed on the Earth will bring dynamism in the energy levels of the Earth, because moon is moving in the elliptic motion around the Earth. It is not a circular motion. Sometimes moon gets closer to the Earth, sometimes it goes farther, and then it comes closer, then it goes farther. So this is bringing the dynamism to the Earth's energy, the Earth's gravitational field. And because of this dynamism, moon is constantly getting closer and farther and closer and farther, and it is changing its colors, also changing its phases also. Sometimes it is waning, sometimes it is waxing. Every day there is a different shape of the moon. There is a different reflection of the moon, different light of the moon we see. So this is, yes, apogee and perigee. Uh, so this is what is bringing dynamism to the Earth's gravitational field. And that's how moon is the one which is making Bhuloka suitable for a particular karmic pattern. We are born in the Bhuloka because we have to go through. See, understand Bhuloka as a realm wherein all of us, all the souls have come uh, to grow faster on the path of spirituality, to grow spiritually, uh, and to get rid of their karmas fast. Because of the dynamism of the energy on this place, on this plane. There is a certain energy which is created by certain motion of the sun, certain motion of the earth around the sun, its rotation, and the motion of moon around the earth. There is certain kind of energy which is created, which is suitable for a planet to be called as Bhuloka. Bhuloka is a training institute for all the souls from all the realms. They come here, they grow fast, and they move on as a promoted thing. Like you go on a offshore training, you learn things better, and you get a promotion at your workplace back then. Similarly, souls come here, they get trained, they get rid of karmas, they go back at a better place. That's what the Bhuloka is. So that's how moon, earth, and sun, this triology is actually creating everything for us. In Jyotiṣa, there are only 3 charts which are most important. And with the 3 charts, it's called Sudarshan Chakra. These 3 charts are created together and it is called Sudarshan Chakra. The chart caused by Lagna, second one is the moon chart and the sun chart. There are 3 charts. Lagna, which is represented by Earth. The second point is Moon. The third point is Sun. If you understand in our lives how these planets are behaving, Sun is your Atma, Moon is the Mana, Sun is your soul, Moon is your mind, and Lagna is your body. Some people say intellect also. Our entire life rests on these 3 things: motion of the sun, motion of the moon, motion of the earth. Lagna, Chandra Rashi, or D9 is something else. We'll talk about it later. But these are the 3 most important, the 3 center pillar of Jyotisha: Lagna, Sun, and Moon. And looking at this, we will understand in Jyotisha, when we learn more about Jyotisha, we'll understand that how Sun, Moon, and Lagna, along with other grahas, are actually defining certain patterns of our lives and defining certain karmic retributions and rewards also. So I'm sure many of us have already heard about the golden ratio and Bhuloka. Again, for a Bhuloka to exist anywhere, in these 3 things, sun, moon, and earth, there has to be a golden ratio. They have to come in a particular relationship for our reality to exist, for a Bhuloka to get created. This triology of sun, moon, and earth, exactly Vaibhavi has mentioned 108. So we all know that 108 times the diameter, if you multiply the diameter of sun by 108, that's the distance between sun and the earth. You multiply the diameter of moon by 108, that's the average distance between moon and the earth. And that is how a life is created, a particular realm or a dimension is being created on our planet. If somebody is telling that they're going to create a city on the Mars, only if, I don't know about the moons of the Mars, only if the same golden ratio exists on Mars, creation is possible. Otherwise, waste of attempt, waste of effort. So here in our Shastras, and if we actually look at the manifestation is the area of Shakti. Shiva alone cannot manifest. The first shloka of Saundarya Lahari. Shiva alone cannot do anything. It is only with the Shakti. The Shakti emerges from Shiva, and then only manifestation happens. But the manifestation is, or the creation is the domain of feminine energy. If we actually look at the other names of Shiva and Shakti, they are called Prakriti and Purusha. So Purusha is stagnant. It is the Prakriti which is dynamic and has the power to create. The feminine energy has the power to create. So if the life has been created on planet Earth, the Earth planet has been given the status of mother, the feminine energy. Moon is also responsible to create that dynamism, that energy for a life to sustain on planet Earth. So moon is also been considered as the mother, also considered as the feminine energy. Sun is the father. So if we understand the entire dynamism, if we call Shiva and Shakti as the father and mother of the entire creation of all the multiverses, then we have the black hole with the event horizon as the father and that there cannot be the father and mother, but the Brahma, the white hole, and Brahma and Saraswati be the father and mother of the creation then of this particular galaxy, and then sun and along with moon and earth they become the father and mother of our solar system, of life on planet Earth. Again, relating it back to Jyotiṣa. In our family, sun is the father, moon is the mother. So we often give this remedy. If your sun is not in a good shape, moon is not in a good shape, take good care of your father and mother. Every day, go and touch their feet and take the blessings of your father and mother. Keep them happy, and your sun and moon will become good. The same Shiva principle, Shakti principle, present in your home as your father and mother. In our solar system as sun and the moon and the earth. In our galaxy as the center of the galaxy. And in the entire creation as Shiva and Shakti, which is beyond our comprehension and understanding and matter of discussion. Isn't it interesting? So sun becomes the father and earth and moon are the mothers of this three-dimensional loka we live in, as only feminine principle has the power of manifestation. So now this power of manifestation again. Shiva has manifested Shakti, or Shiva manifests Shakti. We should not talk in any tense like past tense or future tense, because this is all beyond the linear time idea. Everything is happening right now. So Shiva manifests Shakti in 5 forms. We have already heard Gurudev talking about it. The first one is called Chit Shakti, the power of consciousness. The other one is called Ananda Shakti, the power of bliss. Ichha Shakti is the power of will. Kriya Shakti is the power of action, and Jnana Shakti is the power of knowledge. So this is how Shiva manifests Shakti in 5 forms. And with these 5 forms, Shiva, the ultimate Brahman, performs 5 acts. What are these acts? The first one is called Srishti, creation. The second one is called Sthiti, sustenance. The third one is called Laya, dissolution. The fourth one is called Tirobhava. Tirobhava means hiding, hiding self from self through self. There is no other one. So Shiva is hiding self from self through self. Tirobhava. And the last one is called Anugraha, revealing self to self. So these are the 5 actions or the 5 krityas, 5 acts of Brahman performed using the 5 manifestation of energy, Shakti. Now, how does that relate to what I'm going to learn in Jyotiṣa? So now we are going to come back to Panchakritya and we are relating it all back to Panchanga. So we have learned that there are 5 acts: Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Tirobhava, and Anugraha. Creation, sustenance, dissolution, hiding, and grace. Anugraha means grace. If you understand the letter Om, the sound Om also, it has not 3 but 5 sounds in it. Let me show you this. In English, if we write Om, we may not be able to find these 5 sounds, but if we write it in the symbolic form, this is one power. This is another one, second one. First curve, second curve. Third curve. Third curve. So Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Three curves are representing the three acts of Brahman. Then comes a bindu, a dot, which is the representation of Tirobhava. And then comes the fourth curve, which represents Anugraha. So this is what Om is. So it has the power of A, which is creation, U is sustenance, is Laya, Bindu or the dot is Tirobhava, and this moon-like thing is Anugraha. It is called Nada. So Nada Bindu, Akar, Ukar, Makar, Bindu, and Nada, they represent 5 acts of Brahman. And these acts of Brahman are actually delegated or they are performed by Shiva in different forms. So when Shiva is performing Srishti, creation is called Brahma, along with Saraswati, the Shveta Shakti. When Shiva is sustaining, he is called Vishnu. When Shiva is dissolving, he is the Rudra. When Shiva is hiding, this form is called Maheshwara. And when Shiva is bestowing all grace, so Shiva has, in Mahashiva Purana, it is mentioned that Shiva has given all 4 acts to these 4 manifestations of himself, but kept this one act by himself only in its purest form called Paramashiva. Anugraha. Grace, bestowing grace, bestowing grace. The only grace is revealing self to self, when the ignorance is disappeared and you realize, oh, you are the Shiva, you are the Brahman. So this realization comes when anugraha happens. And each of these krityas, each of these aspects of Om manifests, each of these aspects of Om manifests as Panch Tattvas, 5 elements. The creation aspect or the Srishti gave birth to Prithvi Tattva, earth element. The sustenance aspect gave birth to Jala Tattva. So Prithvi, creation, Jala, sustenance. Dissolution happens Agni Tattva, through Agni. Hiding happens through Vayu Tattva, and grace is bestowed upon us. Anugraha happens through Akasha Tattva. We all must have heard about this term called Panchanga. So we have learned about Pancha Bhuta and Pancha Kritya and the 5 aspects of the Om. But we've also heard about Panchanga at least, right? Today's Panchanga. This is like very common things in India. People who are a little bit inclined towards Jyotish, they must have heard about Panchanga. So Panchanga
Yes,
means
we heard about
the 5 limbs of time. To get established in yoga, you have to attend to Ashtanga Yoga, 8 limbs of yoga. To get established in knowledge, you have to attend to Shadanga Veda, 6 limbs of Vedas. To get established in time, you must understand Panchanga Kala, the 5 limbs of Kala, 5 limbs of time. Each limb of time is associated with one of the tattva. How? Can anyone define time for me? What is time? Not those who have already attended my last workshop. Yes. Can anyone define time? Don't talk about time. Define time.
sequence of events.
Hmm. Hmm.
The
Yes, go
space
one step
between
further. Hmm.
yeah, the space between two events.
Okay, if there are no events, there is no time.
That which is moving.
Hmm.
That which is moving with respect to some reference point.
Very nice. Very nice. You're very close. I'm not saying
Rotation of
that
sun.
I found a correct definition of time, but you're very close to what I found the most appropriate definition of time given by somebody.
Rotation
Thank
of
you.
sun.
Yes, rotation of Earth, revolution of Earth, all these things will, end of the day, manifest time and space. Our perception of time, yes. So let me
It is
share this one.
relative to two bodies,
Related to
like a unit relative to two bodies.
a unit relative to two bodies. Very close. Very close. See, I've heard one of the talks of Acharya Rajneesh Osho, and in one of the talks he casually mentioned, he was talking about something else, but he has put this thing: when mind moves through matter, it gives us perception of time. Then it reminds me of another quote from a book called The Discovery uh, by an Indian author, J.M. Sampath. A very, very good book. If you have time, if you have interest in philosophy, you must read this. Uh, there's a very beautiful quote which says, age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Now understand the beauty of this quote. Age is an issue of mind over matter. The time is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. If there is no mind, there is no matter. There's no age. And all this thing happening because mind is through matter. Mind is passing through. So when your mind moves through matter, when your consciousness moves through the element, it gives us the perception of time. It is again movement we're talking about. Your energy moves through some other energy, as you mentioned correctly, it gives us a perception of time. So there are two things important in perceiving time. If I ask you, how's your time today? You'll have to look at two things. Of course, you will know how's your time, but there are two things which are involved: matter and consciousness. The five elements and the consciousness. So time is a function of your energy and the energy of the elements around you, within you, around you. So if I say the Panchanga is the five aspects of time, five limbs of time, and each limb of time is connected with one element. Sorted? Now it looks more sense.
Makes sense.
It makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Tithi.
Exactly. So the five Panchanga, the five Anga of time, they are Karana, Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, and Yoga. I have put them in this particular order so that it goes with the same elemental this thing. So if you improve your elements within you and around you, and you improve your own consciousness, your time is great, isn't it? You'll always be in good time if your elements are in a very good shape, pretty balanced, and your consciousness is pretty balanced. You always have a good time. But the moon is doing its job. Sometimes it gets closer, sometimes it gets farther, bringing the dynamism on the energy level so it never stays the same. Constantly changing every element, impacting all the elements. So it is not just the moon, the other planets are also impacting elements on planet Earth. We will learn more about it in probably detailed Jyotish class. For now, let's understand Shiva and Shakti. Let's restrict today to Shiva and Shakti only. Sun and moon. So moon is constantly creating this disturbances. Other planets are also creating disturbances in the elements. You have to bring them back to balance again and again. That's what all Jyotish remedy is. All Jyotish remedies are all about keeping your consciousness in balance, keeping the 5 elements in balance. Nothing else. If you know various means to do that, you can remedy any planet. If you have some difficult dasha going on, okay, let me ask this question later. First, let's understand what are the ways to balance these simple ways to balance these grahas. There are certain sounds through which you can create that balance. Like when we chant Om, it brings balance in our consciousness. It makes us whole. Just by chanting Om. Similarly, to bring balance in Prithvi Tattva, there is a bija mantra called Nam. To bring balance in Jala Tattva, when Jala Tattva is out of balance, you feel dehydrated, you feel very thirsty. So there's a bija mantra. You know, when children, they are just born, they have not learned how to say anything. When they are thirsty, what sound do they create?
Mum.
This is universal language.
Mum.
Mum, 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 mum. That's how every parent would know that my child is thirsty. So the bija mantra to bring balance in water element is mum. To bring balance in fire element, the bija mantra is sham. Sham karoti shankarha. Bring balance in fire element, sham is the mantra. To bring balance in the air element, vam is the mantra. And to bring balance in the ether element, akasha tattva, yam is the mantra. Now I have a question. If you go to Gurudev, now I've given you different bija mantras for different graha, different elements. But if you go to Gurudev and ask him, Gurudev, my Shani Dasha is going on, Sadesati is going on, I'm getting these troubles. What does Gurudev answer?
Om Namah
Shivaya.
Shivaya.
If you see, everything comes under Namah
Everything
Shivaya.
will come down. Right. Now you look at these bija mantras and put them all together. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Nam Mam Sham Vam Yam. Put together in a particular arrangement. It is Om Namah Shivaya. So if you chant Om Namah Shivaya 15 minutes every morning, your day is set, your panchanga is set. Your time is set. Nothing to worry about. We have heard Gurudev saying this, and I've seen a lot of people, Gurudev giving this remedy or giving this mantra, and people say, oh, Gurudev gives this to everyone. I need something more. I need 2 lakh rupees to be spent on some remedies, then only I'll feel satisfied. But this is a very effective mantra. So you chant this 15-20 minutes, you need not do any other remedy. Your 5 elements are balanced. Your consciousness is centered. We'll talk about Sudarshan Kriya later, some other day. How amazing it is. And how does it impact? What power mantra Soham is. So, Panchanga is set, remedy is done. Let's look at something else. Many of us already know this, but there are many of us who are not very familiar with the lunar calendar. So there are, in lunar calendar, there are 30 days, 30 tithis. Each day is called one tithi. And again, why I'm bringing tithi here today? Because tithis are formed with a mutual connection between sun, earth, and moon. Sun and earth and moon, they form certain angle. That's how different tithis are formed. Very important thing. So there are 30 tithis in total, 15 from the dark moon to full moon. It is called waxing phase or Shukla Paksha. And 15 from full moon to dark moon. It is called Krishna Paksha or waning phase. So when moon is exactly between sun and the earth, it is 0 degrees. At 0 degrees between earth and sun, it is called dark moon or Amavasya or new moon, right? And every day it moves by 12 degrees. This is an entire 360-degree circle. Every day it moves by 12 degrees and a new tithi is formed. The first tithi after Purnima or Amavasya, a new moon or full moon, is called Pratipada. The second one is Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami, Ashtami. So people who are very familiar with Indian nomenclature, it is easy for them to understand. But for others, understand S2, S3. S means Shukla Paksha, which means waxing phase, and K means Krishna Paksha, which is waning phase. So K2, K3, and that's how till K14. That's how tithis are formed. Different angle of moon formed from earth and sun. That's how 30 tithis. There are 30 different possibilities. And if you actually see, everything is a very unique one. Not every time every moon is similar. So this diagram is not that great, but the moon shape is never same. The crescent moves on the other side. So 30 different tithis. So in a month, moon impact planet Earth in 30 different ways, creating 30 different dynamic energy levels. And 30 we are saying because we are looking at moon at a particular time of the day, but it is constantly changing. It is constantly bringing that change on planet Earth. Now, Shivratri, this is very interesting. How many of us actually know when does Shivratri come according to Tithi calendar, according to Vedic calendar?
Tryodashi.
You can always Google,
Krish-
but
Krishna
what is
Paksha,
Shivratri?
Jyotiṣa.
When is
Triyodashi.
right?
13th. Triyodashi.
Triyodashi is Shivratri. Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Jyotiṣa of Krishna Paksha.
Triyodashi
No,
of
it
Krishna
comes in
Paksha.
both paksha. No? Triyodashi comes in both the paksha.
Yes, but Shivratri is Krishna Paksha Triyodashi.
Yeah. Especially in
That's
Shravan
right.
Nakshatra.
But is it exactly Triyodashi? That's what I'm asking.
It's Pradosh Kal.
Between
Before
Triyodashi
we
and
understand that,
Chatur
before we get
14th.
on to this, exactly, somebody has put it right. So before we get into this, understand this. See, every day there is a different moonrise time. If if at some place, if full moon rises at 6 p.m., then the next day Pratipada will the moon rise will happen at 6:48. So it is called one muhurta. One muhurta is of 48 minutes. So it moves by one muhurta every day. The moon rise time changes every day. And that's how it goes. And you know what time is this actually? Shivratri. What day is Shivratri? Shivratri is not exactly K13 because we are looking at moonrise time. So whenever around moonrise time, whenever at the time of moonrise, it is Chaturdashi. that night is called Shivratri night. So moonrise should happen on Chaturdashi. So it is the daytime of Trayodashi when you fast, and the night of Chaturdashi, that's when you stay awake and chant the names, do bhajans, everything. Chaturdashi. The moonrise should happen on Chaturdashi. The day is Trayodashi. 13th waning day and 14th night. At night, it should be Chaturdashi. The 14th waning moon should happen. That's when Shivratri happens. This is like every month. Every month, Krishna Chaturdashi is, or Krishna Trayodashi day is the fasting day of Shivratri, and the night is Shivratri night. So whatever we feel, I'm sure every one of us have actually felt that there is something special about this night. When we meditate, when we listen to Rudra Puja, there is something significant that happens on this night. And this has come to our experiences, isn't it? We have felt it. Many of us have actually felt it. And this is not a word say or hearsay that I have heard from somebody, and then that's how I believe that Shivratri is that great. No, we have experienced it. It's like as solid experience as eating an apple and saying that it is a sweet apple or a sour apple. There is something very special. And know that this special feeling or this special experience, meditative experience, can be obtained every month. We are just not aware about it. We don't know when to actually observe this. Now you know. 13th day and the night, moonrise time should be, so Trayodashi day and that night is Shivratri night. Always make best use of it. Why this one is celebrated? Why this is called Mahashivratri? Why not other Shivratris are called Mahashivratri?
Because it's after 1 year.
So every Shivratri, every month Shivratri comes after 1 year.
The lunar month.
I'm saying in the solar calendar.
No.
Yes.
Lunar months, Magh Mahina.
Absolutely. So this month is called Magh month. Now Maha Shivratri, Magha Shivratri, they are like similar words, different vernaculars, said in a different way. But it is called Magha Shivratri because the Purnima is happening in Magha Nakshatra. This is Magha month. That's why this is called Magha Shivratri. And it has a very special yogic significance. The crescent moon is in the Rashi of it's happening in the Rashi of Surya, Sun's Rashi, which is Shiva's manifestation. Sun's Pratyati Devata is Shiva. It is happening in Sun's Rashi, and also in Magha Nakshatra Purnima is happening, which means in the nakshatra of Ketu. Ketu is when you understand the chakra and everything, Ketu is the Sahasrara chakra, the crown chakra. That's why it is Mahashivratri. Now, why Chaturdashi? Why not any other day? Why Chaturdashi or Trayodashi? Why this time between Trayodashi and Chaturdashi? At least we should know, on Shivratri day, we should know the Jyotiṣa of Shivratri at least.
Because the sun and moon are in close union, like they are almost, the moon is the moon and sun are almost overlapping.
Yes.
I think
Sun and moon.
just before Amavasya. So becoming non-existent Shiva, becoming Shiva, right? Like you are becoming Shiva. Is that the? Yeah.
Yes. So why not Amavasya? Amavasya, they'll become one. They become Ardhanarishwar. So why not Amavasya? Why only on Chaturdashi or Trayodashi?
The transition happens tonight.
Because you
What
feel more
happens?
Shakti. You feel more Shakti.
Transition.
Transition.
Parivartan.
Yes. We are thinking in the right direction. Now, let me take you back to, okay, Jayatithi, somebody has already learned Jyotish very well. Let me take you back to one of the meditations that Gurudev often conduct, where Gurudev tells you to keep your eyes slightly open. Only a ray of light is going inside. Keep your eyes closed, but let 3% open. Only a ray of light can enter in. 3% open. Why does he make us do this meditation? Why 3% open?
Because it's transcendental. It feels different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you close your eyes, your mind goes totally inward, and then some other thought starts to begin. When you open your eyes, it is anyways hovering around. So a slightly light, small light can enter in, but still it is closed. Only 3% open eyes. There is something very interesting about this particular state. When your mind is mostly inward, but slightly, very slightly outside. When your
Like
consciousness is
Turyavastha?
absolutely, you got it right. So Gurudev has also once mentioned that just before you go to sleep, when you're not fallen asleep, but you're not awake also, just before you go to sleep, that moment when you're falling asleep, that is a very sweet moment that actually pulls you into sleep, isn't it? Have you realized that? That moment that pulls you into sleep, but you're not asleep. That particular moment is very sweet, very attractive. That makes you forget about everything and then let's go to sleep. That amazing moment. Shiva Tattva is found there.
So at that moment, we are we are maximum receptive to
Absolutely.
in that energy.
Absolutely.
We don't have any
Talking in
objection or
science,
any. We don't have any defense.
very good. Very nice, Varunji. If we actually relate it to science of brain waves, this is the time when we are emitting alpha brain waves. Have you ever noticed if you have mosquitoes, if you have ever slept in mosquitoes, or if you have one mosquito also in your room, it will not bother you when you are awake. The moment you are about to fall asleep, suddenly it comes near your ear and do buzzing sound and then goes away and disturbs you. Mosquitoes are attracted to alpha state. They only come to you when you are just about to fall asleep. That alpha state, alpha brain waves. The property of alpha brainwave is you are in highly receptive state at this moment. Anything
It's
can be
also
instilled in you. That's why I often recommend certain mantra chanting to be heard just before you fall asleep. Because you cannot hear. You can find the same state when you are about to get up, which is not letting you to get up. Again, very attractive state. You want to be in that state. So you cannot play anything before you get up. So at least before you fall asleep, you can play certain mantras. And when you fall asleep listening to certain mantras, it has profound impact on our consciousness. And the waning and the waxing phases of moon, going back to this. So if let's look at same simple thing. Lord Krishna was born on Krishna Ashtami. Krishna Ashtami, do you see? Half dark, half bright. K8. This is the Tithi Lord Krishna was born. K8, half bright, half dark. Lord Rama was born on the daytime of Shukla Navami. So it was almost again Shukla Paksha, half bright, half dark. The dark side of the moon indicates is the cause, not the cause, is an indication of inward consciousness. The brighter side of the moon is indication of outward consciousness. So when somebody is born on Shukla Navami or Krishna Ashtami, it means a proper balance of inside and outside. A proper balance. But we want to experience Turiya Avastha. Where will it happen? When you're 97% inward, 3% outside. And this happens only on K14. So if you want to realize Shiva, Gurudev said where the Shiva state is just before you fall asleep. When your consciousness is 97% inward, 3% outside. That's why Chaturdashi is the place of Shiva. Not that Shiva is born on Krishna Chaturdashi like Krishna and Rama was born on those days. That's why we celebrate the Shiva's birthday. No. And it is also not actually the marriage of Shiva and Shakti. They are eternally together. They were never separated. Except for once. That's a very deep story again. How Sati and Shiva got separated. What was the cause behind it? We have heard the story of the yagya made by Daksha Prajapati, and Sati wanted to go there. But there is something behind that story. There is a story behind that story also. But otherwise,
Ashutosshh,
in the creation, Shiva and Shakti are inseparable. So, where were we? Why did I bring this? Oh, it slipped out of my head. Venkateshwarji.
Yeah. So what I'm trying, I got a thought. Like for example, if we say Shivratri is that state when we slip into the deep sleep, then Trayodasi is like the dream state. Can I say that? Like Trayodasi
No.
is like the dream.
No, you cannot say that.
Mm-hmm.
Dream state is when you have already gone in.
Yeah.
This is
because
consciousness outward and inward. This is the balance I'm talking about. When the 3% eyes are open, you cannot dream with 3% eyes open.
Correct. Okay. So even before dream, you are saying then. It's even before dream
Exactly.
sleep.
Before you fall asleep, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Sushupti Avastha.
Okay.
I'm talking about your a slight consciousness is there, but you are all at rest. You're totally inward, but with slight awareness outside. That's Sushupti Avastha. That's where Shiva is. So I was talking about the marriage between Shiva and Shakti. So why there is a marriage between Shiva and Shakti on Shivratri? I mean, they are inseparable. They were never separated right from the beginning of right from the origin of the Shakti. Shakti has always been with Shiva. So what's the point of giving this story, even in symbolic form, of Shiva and Shakti's marriage on Shivratri? So I would say it is not marriage. They have always been together. It's just that if they were like this, they become like this on Shivratri. And that's how, with slightest of effort, we can actually experience that Shiva Tattva on Shivratri. Because this is the only time when Shiva is that close. So again, in Gurudev's words, so this is the time when Shiva Tattva touches the earth. Otherwise, it is always 10 inches above. So they are 10 inches above, like they're like this, and on Shivratri, it is like this. They have become that close. So easier to go into deep meditation. And this happens every month, not just, you don't have to wait for a year for this experience to happen. But of course, this is the most prominent one. But every month we can have a glimpse of a Shivratri. But that's not it. You can also have your own personal Shivratri. There is one day in a year which is called your personal Shivratri. Okay, let me take a couple of questions, then I'll show you how to figure that day out for yourself. Yes, Soumya, you have a question?
Yeah. Can S3 be also Shivratri?
No. It is only K14. As I mentioned, though in this diagram you might look, it might look like okay, all the moons are same, but the shape changes. Instead of this side, the moon moves on to the other side. The crescent is not the same size. It moves like this. If in Shukla Paksha it is like this, in Krishna Paksha it will be like this. So only when the crescent moon is of that shape, wherein it can be put on Shiva's head, it is called Shivratri. If it is like this, have you seen Shiva moon like this on Shiva's head? No, it is always like this. So that's how that particular day. Krishna Trayodashi or Chaturdashi is the only one.
Okay.
This diagram is not the perfect one, but I'll change it from the next time. Shaumik, you have a question?
Yeah, Jai Gurudev, yeah. My question was about the previous statements that you were saying about there are 3 types of motion, like the motion of the sun and the motion of the earth, and all these things need to be same for us to experience the Bhulok. So my question was like, is it need to be the exact same speed, or is it can it be in the same ratios of the sun speed and the speed of the earth rotation? If the same ratios also fall into place, can we experience Bhulok? Is it like that, or it has to be the same speed?
No, this is my inference from what Einstein has mentioned. If the movement is deciding, even if there is no ratio, if sun is moving at certain speed, even if they're moving in the same ratio, probably the manifestation is happening. But if the movement is deciding, it is not the ratio between these three which is deciding, which is also, of course, one particular reality. But if the movement is deciding your reality, it has to be the same movement, same speed also. Anyways, if any one speed changes, the ratio will also break. You cannot say, so if sun is moving faster, then the earth has to move even faster, then probably it will be another loka altogether.
Yeah, I was thinking like on the same lines. For example, there is something where the sun is moving at the double speed, the earth is also rotating at the double speed and same ways, and still all the ratios are same. Maybe we can experience the same Bhulok or not. That was my question.
It may not be Bhuloka, it may be some other loka then.
Some other local. Okay, got it. Yeah, my question was because in music, what happens is we can take any particular note as a frequency, and based on the other ratios, we make the scale. And same happens in some other set of frequencies, but we experience the same mood and the same emotion. So it was just coming from there. Okay.
Yes. But the beats change, right? It may not be at the same beat. You may have the same sargam, you may have the same same chronology. The music would be the same, but the beats would change. It may not be the same music. The sargam would be same, but still it will have a different beats. If you make it happen at a different
what happens
rhythm.
is that the sargam is same and the emotional value is also the same, but still it has own one unique identity. For example, we have this song Swadesh. It is in the scale of C sharp. The same note, if I just make everything one step down, half step down, the music is the same, but that feel does not come. I have done it. So when the scale changes, it also it is something that we see. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is something to ponder about. Probably we can think about it, do some research about it. Though there is no evidence. If you're doing some research, we cannot really look at some other planet and another loka and see this. But again, these are the inferences. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And if we really go by a clear logic, it actually implies the same speed, not the same ratio. Please explain about multiverse. See, multiverses are mentioned from the beginning of our from the time in the scriptures. We talk about the Rig Veda also. Our usual praises are like that for the Lord. Akhanda Koti Brahmanda Nayak. Akhanda Koti means infinite types of universes are present, and all these universes are ruled by, lauded by one God, whom I praise, whom I pray. So these are the routine prayers about the different devatas also mentioned in our scriptures. So multiverses have always been part of our Vedic culture. This is a new concept now in quantum physics, but certainly there is not one universe. In fact, the creation chapter of the Bhagavad Puran also says that Lord Vishnu is lying down in the Kshir Sagar, and with his breath, many universes he's emanating, his body is emanating universes every moment with every breath. So and in every breath again Vishnu puts his energy, and then Shiva, and there is a Brahma, there is a Rudra, and there is a sustaining Vishnu in each Brahmanda to sustain it. That's a very detailed understanding of the 14 lokas and the bhuvanas, and how each loka is a different one. Probably a topic for a later discussion or a different seminar probably. But yes, multiverses are certainly a reality. This is not a fiction. That's why I'm saying probably the black hole, if it is a wormhole, on one end it is absorbing everything. It is actually emanating everything from on the other end as a white hole. In some other dimension, some other universe, we never know. We only know that our black hole is absorbing all the stars. From where all these stars are coming, we don't know. We know that our black hole is absorbing. Probably there is another one inverted like this. One is like this, absorbing, and the other one from the bottom is actually throwing all the stars up in the different positions of the galaxy, and this one is actually eating it up. So
actually, we are lucky
possibilities,
not to.
we have to be open for the possibilities and keep thinking about how wonderful the entire creation could be. Keep wondering about how wonderful this is. Yes, Pallavi.
Sir, please
It
continue
reminds
with your
me,
questions. Questions you can take later on, sir. We'll miss something important.
Oh yes, there are
Personal
many
Shivratri,
questions.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask Ashutoshji, what you said, mantras just before you fall asleep, they have a very profound impact. So just like Om Namah Shivaya, is there anything that we can listen to just before sleeping?
See, any mantra which you are regularly doing, you listen to that. Instead of doing multiple mantras, I would say go deeper into one practice. For different reasons, if there are some specific problems in life, for different reasons, we sometimes give some specific mantras to address that problem. But generally, if you're asking, I would say whatever mantra, if you are doing one mantra, stick to that. Bruce Lee has mentioned this in his book, in his biography. I'm not afraid of that person who has learned 10,000 moves. I'm afraid of that person who has learned only one move but practiced it 10,000 times. So it is not knowing 10,000 mantras, it is knowing one mantra but doing it 10,000 times. Okay, let's look at something very interesting. So I'm going to share this on a software which I'm using. It is a free software. Everyone who wants to learn Jyotish can definitely download this software. I'm sure somebody who has already into Jyotish will have it. So this is called Jagannath Hora. Let me yeah. So let me change this screen sharing to the software. So can you see this on screen? Jagannath Hora software.
Yes.
Right. So just like I mentioned, Shiva and Shakti, they are the father and mother of the creation. And their relationship is the cause of everything in existence. Similarly, sun and moon and earth, their relationship is cause of the existence of life on earth. In the same way, your existence, your personal existence, who are the causes? Who is the Shiva and Shakti? Who is the sun and moon for you?
Father, mother.
Your
Mother.
father,
Mother.
your mother. Right? The sun and the moon. So at the time when you were born, what was the relationship between the sun and the moon? When how sun and moon has come together to create you. Shiva and Shakti has come together to create this creation. So Shiva and Shakti has come together for your creation. If you know that angle between you, Shiva and Shakti, and you would know that when it is repeating this year or next year, you would know when to celebrate your Shivratri. So this is called finding your Tithi birthday. Whatever Tithi you are born at, which month, you find that same Tithi, same month, this year, and that's your birthday. Let's take an example. I can see Shomik. So Shomik, give me your birth details. You can see this chart, right?
Yes, yeah. My birthday is 23rd of January, 1991.
And birth time?
And birth time is 4:05 p.m. 4:05. The place, do I need to tell the place also? Yeah.
Yes, place also.
Place is Samastipur, Bihar, India. SAMASTIPUR.
It's only one Samastipur. Okay. So if I look at Shomik, your chart, here it shows what Tithi you are born at. You are born in the Magh month, in the month of Magh, and Shukla Ashtami. Shukla Ashtami is your Tithi. And to be more specific, you were born at the moment when Shukla Ashtami was 66.83% left.
Okay.
So you covered only 33.17% of Shukla Ashtami, and the rest of it is left. So this exact moment you were born, right? So I have to find the same moment this year. Though it has already passed, but let's see. So here is an option called Tithi Pravesh in this thing. Do you see this Tithi Pravesh?
Yes, yeah.
Click on Tithi Pravesh. And here find Tithi Pravesh chart for 2024. Year it is mentioned to 2024. So let's find your Tithi Pravesh chart. As soon as I click this, it gives me a date when the same combination has happened this year. So this year, Shukla Ashtami, 66.83% left, but it was Pushya month. So this has given because of the Adhik Maas last year, probably it is giving Pushya month. So we have to move it by one more month. So I would say I have to find Shukla Ashtami this year. In Magh months, you have to check the month also. So Magh month, I have to move it by 1 month. Let me move it by 1 month and see if it is the same. No, it is Shukla Dashami, so I'll go back a bit. Navami, Ashtami, Saptami. Okay, maybe a few hours ahead. Wait, I think it is. So I have come back to Magha Ashtami. Do you see here? Magh Shukla Ashtami. Now it is 56% left.
56.
Let me go 1 hour behind. 60, little bit behind, probably 65. So it is close now. So Magh Ashtami, so February 16th, 2024, we had the same combination when it was Magh Ashtami, Magh Shukla Ashtami, and 66% Tithi was left. And this was the time for around 4:55 p.m. Between 4:55, 4:57, let's say. So this is the time your personal Shivratri moment is.
Okay, Bhaiya.
So now when you know what is your personal Shivratri moment, what would you do on that time? At that time,
We can meditate, we can do sadhana, we can have fast before that time.
no, you do Rudra Puja during that time, or play
Oh,
the Rudra chant. If
we
there
can
is a
play the flute.
possibility, if there is a possibility, this is your Tithi birthday. So we often do Ayush Homa or some pujas on our English calendar birthday, which is only solar movement. It doesn't take care of the lunar movement. So it is actually not the combination of father and mother. It is only through father's birth. It is like believing I'm born only through father. I'm celebrating only my father's presence, ignoring the mother. Don't do that. Find your Tithi birthday and do a Rudra Puja then. If possible, take Sankalpa, organize a Rudra Puja, or if not possible, then at least listen to the Rudram chanting during that time and meditate. Because this
Okay,
is your
awesome, Bhaiya.
personal Shivratri moment to recharge yourself. If you do Rudra Puja at that time, you are recharged for the entire year. When why we are staying awake all night on Shivratri doing Rudra Puja? Because it balances all our Panchatattvas for a year at a very core level. So if you do this at your Tithi birthday, fantastic.
Okay,
Shall we
awesome,
check
awesome
somebody
knowledge.
else's also? Somebody's birthday is about to come or will come in future?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
birthday is about to come in 10 days.
Okay, give me your birth details. Who is this?
Sarthak, yeah.
Sarthak, yes, I cannot see you. Okay, Sarthak, yes, give me your birth date. Date of birth.
18th March 1996.
March 18th, 1996. Birth time.
12:47 or 12:50, something around that.
Okay, let's say
12:50 a.m.
12:50 a.m. Okay, midnight.
Yeah.
Which city?
Noida, Uttar Pradesh.
Noida is not there. Oh, spelling could be different.
Noida.
Some people write YDA. No, it is not showing. Let me write Delhi only. It's not far, right?
Ghaziabad, bhaiya, close by.
Ghaziabad is closer?
Yeah.
Okay, Ghaziabad. So Sarthak, 18 March 1996, 12:50 a.m. Ghaziabad. So if you look at the Tithi here, it is Krishna Chaturdashi, 81 of Falgun Mas. So Krishna Chaturdashi, 81.44% left. So we go back to Tithi Pravesh chart. For 2024, we'll say find Tithi Pravesh chart. So it is showing April 7, 2024. So again, it is Falgun Mas, Krishna Chaturdashi, 81.44% left. At what time? 10:42 a.m. So between 10:30 to 11 on April 7, 2024, you know what to do now.
We'll do Rudra Puja.
This is your Shivratri moment.
Okay.
What was today's
I'll write.
Shivratri moment? Today's Shivratri moment was 12:09 IST.
Okay. That's
Exactly
when.
when
That's
we were
also
in
when the
deep
Rudra
meditation with
Puja happens.
Gurudev. Gurudev conducted midnight meditation,
Yeah.
and it lasted until 12:15, I guess. So 12:09 IST was the Shivratri moment today. But anyways, for you, it is 12:42 a.m. on April 7th.
Thank you, Via.
It is very easy to find, only if you have this software, otherwise it is tedious. And this is a free to download software for those who have Windows laptop. It is not downloadable on Android phones or on any phone. It is not working on iMacs also. So you need to have a Windows laptop to use this software. So,
But how do you find a Shivratri moment for a different time zone, like let's say in the US?
okay, give me your birth.
No, I'm just saying for Shivratri is not yet started in the US, right? You said
Yes.
1209 for India.
Yes.
What will it mean?
Yes.
How do I find that 1209 exact, that time? That's the time for the Shivratri in the US.
I think since the sorry.
Yes, Mani, you're saying something.
Yeah, I was just going to say that since your birth chart, if you were born in India, your birth chart will be based on Indian time. Then you just follow that time. Where you wait for that
Exactly.
time to happen.
Right. So wherever you are, if you follow Indian time, it will give you that thing. That is for your birth, your personal Shivratri moment or your Tithi Pravesh chart. So, for example, if we just looked at Sarthak's chart and it says April 7, 2024, 10:42 a.m. Ghaziabad. So this 10:42 a.m. is Indian Standard Time. Even if he's in US, he has to follow 10:42 a.m. of Indian Standard Time, and accordingly he can do the pujas.
But yeah, I think I was not clear. So the actual Magha Shivratri or Mahashivratri in India
Yes.
time, it's 1209. Will it be same 1209 in the local
So
time?
it is exactly the midnight moment. So
Midnight moment, okay.
calculate the sunset time and sunrise time and take a midnight moment.
Is just for one moment, or is it for a longer period?
So the entire night is Shivratri night, but there is a peak moment called the midnight moment. That's all.
Okay.
Actually, Shivratri night, the entire night, it starts from the sunset time till sunrise time. There are four pujas to be done every 3 hours. So we did our meditation right in between when the second slot and the third slot were changing. That was the conjunction of second slot and third slot, second and third prahara of the night. There are 4 praharas in night, 3 hours each. So between second and third prahara, that's the moment. So exactly midnight moment is the moment. But the entire night is Shivratri night. There are 4 pujas to be done. So in the first prahara, we did Rudra Puja. In the second prahara, we did meditation. In the third prahara, we learned about Shiva Shakti. This workshop happened. And in the fourth prahara, we have Rudra Homa now. We have used all 4 praharas of Shivratri very well. So do you find it simple to use Tithi Pravesh? You can easily do it for you, for your family members. If anyone comes to you, now you can also tell them, okay, I'll tell you when is your star birth. Not star birthday. Star birthday is exactly nakshatra. Tithi birthday will be 1 or 2 days plus minus or same day from the star birthday. But it is highly recommended you follow Tithi birthday. Star birthday is only following nakshatra. Star birthday is like I only follow moon. Regular calendar birthdays, I only follow sun. But Tithi birthdays, recognizing father and mother both.
Ashutoshji, I'm not getting the same views on J-Aura. So you go to Tithi Pravesh and you do find Tithi Pravesh chart.
Yes.
And then how do you adjust the month? Because when I did it, it's coming Pushya versus my the month is
So
Magha.
I simply clicked here on the top on month, and I went 1 month back, and then I moved few days plus minus. So any plus minus you have to do. This is This is an easy tool. Yes, here.
I see. There's a
How
drop
much
down.
forward, how much back you want to go? Yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Today we played that video, Aniketji, our Jyotish video where you spoke about the last course.
Yes.
And you were on the big screen there.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Aniket ji was our Jyotish fundamental student from January 2023 batch.
Yeah, along with a lot of other people. I think Michelle is here, Shiva is here. Lovely
Yes.
being here.
Yes. So, anyways, if I also invite every one of us, we are starting 2 years exhaustive Jyotish learning programs, which is divided into 4 semesters of 6 months each. If you wish to learn Jyotish to a scholarly level, even if you are a beginner, we are starting from the scratch. If you already know Jyotish, you can directly join the second semester. You can always have a look at our curriculum. But if you want to learn from the scratch, we are starting it from 12th of April. Registrations are open. You have to go to the same site. Just above this program, there is another program mentioned called Jyotish Fundamentals Foundation Batch. So all are very well welcome to join a 6 months Jyotish learning program. And the second, if you wish to join second semester, then certainly you have to clear an entrance exam to make sure that you're there for the second semester. You've already learned what is being taught. But first semester admissions are open and everyone can join. There is no qualifying criteria for that. So
Is the second semester new information for us?
absolutely. In
It
fact,
is.
the first semester will also have new information for you. But our old batch people do not have to re-register. You will be anyways sent a separate link to join. So you can, I would recommend you to join the first semester again, because we have changed the first semester a bit. Whatever we taught you in the 6 months program, there are some additions in the first semester itself. So if you wish to come for the first semester, you are most welcome.
And sir, what about
So I'm enrolled.
Oh,
I'm enrolled
fantastic.
for
Yes.
the first one already. I thought all the 150 of us are in the same batch.
No, not all 150, but I think
Okay.
35 or 40 of us are from this batch. We are waiting for more
Okay,
people
right.
to. A lot of people enroll towards the end. So hopefully our batch will be 150, 100, 200 people.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Bhaiya,
And sir,
Jai
what about
Gurudev,
the
Deepa
Vastu?
here. So the registration link has been shared on the chat. If they want, they can save it.
Yes.
Yes,
At
sir. What
least
about
go
the
to the
Vastu?
link, have a look at the curriculum. We take a lot of pride in sharing that you will not find this curriculum anywhere else. Either programs are too elaborate and too extensive. You will not learn the actual part for the years to come, or they are too superficial at times. We have tried to strike that balance. We are teaching you predictive part also, and we are just like this. We are taking into the depths of concepts as well, adding spiritual and the scientific aspect also to it.
So would you add a question like this batch will be like next year also there will be a separate semester like it's like on a rolling basis
Every
or
6 months. Every 6 months there is a semester, but the first semester will repeat only next year. Will not start first semester in October. In October, the second semester begins. So it is like a university program where admissions open every year. So first year and second year students will be like that.
okay let's say this year we have the first semester, second semester. Next we have the third semester and fourth semester. So for the next batch, the next year will be a first semester and second semester,
Yes.
like what happens
Yes,
in
we will
college.
start
Okay.
first semester every year
Okay.
around the first quarter of every year. The Yugadi of every year, that's what we have decided. Every year, the new year, the Vedic New Year, we will start our first semester. And the second semester is the Navaratri of that year. So the same
So
thing
yeah, those who
continues.
have done the fundamentals of Jyotish program earlier, we can repeat the semester 1 program now.
From 2023 batch, only to January 2023 batch people, January or July 2023 batch people, for them there will be a to register. Rest all will have to go through the process again.
Okay.
Yes.
When does it start, Ashutosh?
12th of April.
12th.
Though we wanted to start it on Yugadi. Yugadi falls on 8th of April, but this Yugadi there is an eclipse also. Especially the European and American region will experience a solar eclipse on the New Year day. So we don't want to start our course on an eclipse day. So 5th day anyways is considered the most auspicious to start studies. 5th day, 5th Tithi, 5th Tithi, Panchami. Panchami is the Tithi devoted to Rishis. So if you're learning a knowledge which is bestowed by Rishis on us, let's do it on the day of Rishis. So that's how it is now.
Even though Mercury is retrograde, is that okay?
Doesn't matter. We are not sharing information, we are sharing wisdom, so we have to look at Jupiter.
Sir, which will be the days and timing?
Yeah, it will. So we'll have two batches, one in English, one in Hindi, dedicated batches. So English batch will be every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. IST to 10:30 p.m. IST, and Hindi batch will be Sunday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. IST to 4:30 p.m. IST. So 2
And sir,
years
what
of
about-
2 hours every week of live learning, and then you have to rewatch, do assignments, homework. So you have to dedicate at least 6, 7, 8 hours every week to maintain your learning flow.
And sir, what about the Vastu classes?
Vastu classes will begin from 10th of May. Akshay Tritiya is the day when we are going to start the classes. We'll announce Vastu course very soon, in next few days, probably in a couple of weeks if possible. We'll announce the dates and open the registrations for that.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. This has been
Ashutoshh,
wonderful.
if we're not able to attend a class, can we watch the recording and catch up?
Yes, recordings are available. Even if you attend the class, I always insist that you watch the recording after that again.
Okay.
So recordings will be
That's
available
great.
for you, and you will always
That's
have
great.
the access. So in case if you're busy in between, you do not get time, you can always catch up by looking at the recordings.
Perfect. Thank you.
Fee structure क्या रहेगा?
Sorry?
Fee structure.
Everything is mentioned on the website. You can go there and have a look at the curriculum, fee structure. It is different for art of living teachers, different for others. Have a look at that.
Oh,
Go to the website.
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a question which is slightly unrelated to what was just being discussed.
Yes.
Since there is, I mean, I'm sure everyone has noticed there is some energy shift towards the positive direction happening in the past maybe 1 year or a few months leading up to the Ram Mandir inauguration and post that also. So is there some planetary movements that are responsible for that, or something that is being synchronized or coinciding in terms of planetary movements that is causing this energy shift?
The shift. We are in a so there is a Jyotish at our solar system level. There is a Jyotish at galaxy level also. So we are passing through, our solar system is passing through a phase wherein there is a major shift of consciousness happening. We call it Yuga Parivartana. So
okay.
This transition period began in 2011 and it will last until 2035. So
okay.
You will see a constant shift of energies every now and then. In fact, from 2011, things have been changing anyways. Especially this is the peak of that shift. So we are actually going through a turbulent period, in fact, with lots of ups and downs. So a lot of shift will be witnessed by many of us in the next few years also. By 2035, everything will settle, and we are into a golden age then. A very beautiful period ahead.
Good news. Thank you.
ये असाइनमेंट्स पूरा हिंदी में कि पूरा इंग्लिश में देना पड़ेगा हिंदी बैच में, क्योंकि हम तो इंग्लिश
पूरा हिंदी में ही बात करेंगे, पर हाँ स्लाइड्स इंग्लिश में होगी। वो स्लाइड्स हिंदी में बनाना थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है, पर बात पूरी हिंदी में करेंगे।
और असाइनमेंट्स क्या इंग्लिश में देना होगा हिंदी में?
हिंदी में ही करेंगे, टेस्ट भी हिंदी में ही होगा।
पूरा हिंदी तो लिखने में दिक्कत होता है। पूरा
नहीं, वो इतना मुश्किल नहीं होगा। हिंदी इंग्लिश आपको चॉइस होगी, ऐसा कुछ जरूरी नहीं है। आप इंग्लिश में भी लिखना चाहें तो लिख सकते हैं। वैसे तो मल्टीपल चॉइस और ये सब चीजें ही होती है असाइनमेंट्स में, जब टेस्ट होते हैं तो असाइनमेंट्स जो होंगे वो ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको करके हमको सबमिट करने और हम चेक करेंगे, वो आपकी लर्निंग्स के लिए होते हैं ताकि अच्छे से आप सीख सकें, तो वो इतना मुश्किल नहीं होगा। आप अपने अपने कन्वीनियंस से जैसा भी आप करना चाहें वैसा होगा।
ओके, थैंक यू।
हाँ, वो क्योंकि आपके नोट्स हैं, आपको कैसे अच्छे से याद होता है आपको देखना है। मुझे तो बस ये देखना है कि आपको याद होना चाहिए। जब आपको कहा ये याद हो तो अगले हफ्ते याद होना चाहिए। वो आप लिख के याद कर रहे हैं, आप पढ़ के कर रहे हैं, जैसे भी नोट्स बना रहे हैं, आपकी मर्जी है वो। तो ये बिल्कुल एडवांस कोर्स जैसा प्रोग्राम नहीं होता है, ये थोड़ा एडवांस और डीएसएन के बीच का प्रोग्राम है। तो हम थोड़े स्ट्रिक्ट रहते हैं क्लास में और थोड़ा पुश भी करते हैं पढ़ाई करने के लिए। आपको स्कूल डेज याद आ जाएंगे फिर से।
ठीक है, ओके, थैंक यू।
जी जी।
हमेशा आप कुछ ना कुछ सीखना चाहिए, वो अच्छा है, क्योंकि इतने साल बाद कोई पुश कर रहा है।
हाँ और वैसे
Along
भी
with
अब जब तक आप फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर पास नहीं करेंगे, सेकंड सेमेस्टर में एडमिशन नहीं होगा। तो और सेकंड सेमेस्टर बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है। आप देखोगे जब कुरिकुलम, तो आपको लगेगा कि फर्स्ट तो ठीक है जल्दी खत्म हो, सेकंड सीखना जरूरी है। तो वो भी मोटिवेशन रहेगा। सेकंड सेमेस्टर में जो टॉपिक्स लिए हमने बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है सब। सेकंड सेमेस्टर के बाद आपको लगेगा कि बस अब आपको आ गया सब, पर वो आएगा नहीं। फिर उसके बाद हम आगे और बताएंगे कुछ नई चीजें, तो फिर आपको आगे ले लेगा। पर आप एकदम देखेंगे ना तो आपको बहुत समझ में आ जाएगा कि किस लेवल का और किस तरह की प्लानिंग है कोर्स में।
भैया इस साल की जो इस साल की जो महाशिवरात्रि है, मतलब आज जो है, वो पिछले कुछ सालों से कुछ डिफरेंट है या कुछ स्पेशल है इन एनी वे? आई डोंट नो, कहीं से सुना था या कि इस साल की महाशिवरात्रि कुछ I don't know. I heard that there's something different about it.
Is it possible to speak English so we can understand?
Yes, he's asking if this year's Shivratri is special than any other's Shivratri, any other year's Shivratri. So every year there are certain planets which move their signs, and because they are moving signs, it makes a special significance every year. Every Shivratri is a special Shivratri in its own way. This year, of course, we can say that Saturn is transiting through Aquarius, and this is the Magh Shivratri. So Sun and Saturn are together on this Shivratri. So this creates a very special energy.
That's unlikely, right? Because Sun and Saturn don't usually go well together, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, but they are together this Shivratri. This will happen only after what, 30 years. So this happens only once in 30 years. When
And so
Sun
it's
and
a
Saturn are together on
positive.
Shivratri. No, it's
This.
not very positive thing.
Okay.
How long is the golden age supposed to last?
Yeah, so we are moving towards golden age. So in between, we might face some turbulences.
I might have to reincarnate. I might not be alive.
Yeah.
जो अभी ऐसे शिवरात्रि अभी भी चल रही है, तो अभी हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? जैसे रुद्र पूजा, जैसे हमने बताया, अभी तो अपने घर में बैठे कर नहीं
अभी
सकते, तो
रुद्र
अभी क्या
होमा
करना
होने वाला
चाहिए?
है। बस थोड़ी देर में 4 बजे गुरुदेव के साथ रुद्र होमा शुरू होगा। तो आप जहां पर भी हैं, आप लाइव जुड़िए उसके साथ में। रुद्र होमा में तो पार्टिसिपेट कीजिए आप। रुद्र पूजा होगी शाम को, अब एक बार रुद्र होमा भी होने वाला है। 5 बजे बोला है, तो 4 बजे हो जाता है शुरू। Sorry?
Can someone please post the link, please, to watch it?
Okay. Deepa, do you have the link of Rudra Homa live?
It'll be on YouTube, right?
Yeah, which link?
It will. Rudra Homa, like we had Rudra Puja's link. Rudra
Yes,
Homa's link.
yes, I have. I'm sharing.
It's on YouTube available.
Yeah, it is on YouTube, Facebook, a lot of places. You go to the page of the Art of Living Bangalore Ashram, the Art of Living International Center, you'll find it there. Let me also see what is the time.
Please
Usually
send
it
the
happens
link.
at 4. What time it is, Deepa, do you know?
It is announced to 5.
गुरुजी ने
It is
5
announced-
बोला था.
it is
5
announced for
o'clock.
5.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
Sankalpa is at
5 a.m.
4:30.
5 a.m. IST is the
Yeah.
Rudra Homa.
Thank you.
Durga Homa and Mrityunjaya Homa are online.
Yeah, request to share the link, please.
तो गुरु जी एक प्रश्न था मेरे में
Yeah.
ये जो
संकल्प
सिंगुलैरिटी
begin.
आपने जो बोला
हम्म
एक प्रश्न था मेरे को काफी क्यूरियोसिटी दिया मेरे को। तो आपने जो बोला सिंगुलैरिटी, तो ये एक बहुत ही एंशिएंट कॉन्सेप्ट है अपने वैदिक बिलीफ में कि ये कि आइंस्टाइन से ही सुना था मैंने एक्चुअली, लेकिन आपने कुछ
नहीं
मंत्र
ये
बोले,
तो
कुछ लोग
हम अद्वैतवाद तो कब से बोल रहे थे? We have been talking about अद्वैतवाद since time immemorial. अद्वैतवाद is singularity. द्वैतवाद is duality.
ओके, तो ये
So from
basically
singularity, the next level is द्वैतवाद, duality, which means Shiva and Shakti. So, the black hole and the event horizon.
क्वाइट फैसिनेटिंग, पता नहीं था मेरे को।
आशुतोष जी एक चीज पूछूं मैं आपसे।
Yes, yes.
आपने जो ये अपना पंचांग का बताया, जैसे ओम साउंड का जो बताया आपने, नॉर्मली जब हम ओम बोलते हैं, जब हमें सिखाते हैं हैप्पीनेस कोर्स में भी, तो हम नाभि से बोलते हैं। चेस्ट रीजन इज ओ एंड म इज योर हेड रीजन, राइट? सो अगर वैसे अगर चक्रा से अगर देखें तो एलिमेंट्स डिफरेंट तरीके से शो करते हैं। अब इसमें अपना जो पंचांग है उसमें हम सृष्टि को जल तत्व से कर रहे हैं, बट टेक्निकली वो पृथ्वी तत्व, अगर फिर नाभि से नीचे का एरिया हम ओम में कंसिडर ही नहीं कर रहे या उसको ले ही नहीं रहे हैं, इज इट?
नहीं, look at this again. सृष्टि is पृथ्वी तत्व. See?
Okay.
See, in your class, I did not relate Om with Tattvas. I simply talked about Tattvas and the Panchangas.
नहीं,
So
पर
now we are
इसमें
relating Om also with Tattvas. No, it was mentioned in the table, but we never found a direct. We never talked about the direct connection when it taught for the first time. The recorded
Okay.
lessons which you watched, we didn't talk about Om's connection directly with Tattvas. This is the
And
first
our
time I'm talking
recorded
about it.
lessons, and we in our
Ashutosh,
recorded lessons, the order was like in first Tirobhav and then Sthiti, Shrishti, Sthiti, Lay.
exactly,
तो
हाँ,
उसका
ये
भी
इस
मेरा
तरह से
question
हाँ।
था कि
हाँ.
उसमें इसमें कुछ जैसे अभी आपने बताया, इसमें आपने तिरुभाव
But
को
we did
first
not connect that order with this. That was separate.
Okay.
This was separate. हमने वो
ओ,
3 गुण के बाद
हम उसको
after 3
सामने
gunas we
लिखे
came to
हुए हैं,
Panchatattva.
हाँ, वो सामने
हाँ,
लिखे हुए थे,
so
तो we
in the
kind of
table it was
connecting
written
it.
like that. That's how there was a confusion. But this is the correct connection. Reference
But
from the
आशुतोष,
Shiva Purana.
जब हम ओम बोल रहे हैं तो हम नाभि से
हम्म,
शुरू कर रहे हैं, है ना? अ साउंड जो ले रहे हैं, तो ब्रह्मा क्षेत्र आपके नाभि के ऊपर का हुआ, राइट? तो नाभि के नीचे का एरिया ब्रह्मा एरिया नहीं है बेसिकली।
नहीं.
We are
We are
taking
confusing too many concepts with something else. So when you're
so
chanting Om, this is how you could chant Om. You fill in your stomach and then make your chest vibrate and then go to your head. This is how you chant Om. It doesn't mean the area below navel is Brahma's area and chest area is Vishnu
because
area.
happiness course में somewhere we used to mention like this कि हाँ, this is Brahma area, that is and this is O is Vishnu क्षेत्र,
So the
and this is
U and Ma are definitely Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. But anyways, if you understand the yogic text also, the Vishnu Granthi lies in your heart. So anyways, the Vishnu area is there. And the Shiva
and
sits on your head. Anyway, Sahasrar and then the Agya Chakra are the Shiva's domain.
what about
Prajapati rules Swadhisthana Chakra, Brahma.
oh,
So
and
the
Nabhi and
the one above and the one below is also taken as Brahma's region then. Not exactly Navi. Prajapati rules Swadhisthana Chakra. Brahma rules Swadhisthana.
okay, and Mooladhara and जो मणिपुरा है वो फिर कहाँ कंसिडर होंगे बेसिकली?
नहीं, वो उसी के उन्हीं परव्यू में आ जाते हैं। मूलाधार के लिए गणेश जी गणपति होते हैं। गणेश जी के लिए अलग से कुछ नया तो ऐड नहीं करेंगे हम। तो गौम तो नहीं
अच्छा,
करेंगे हम।
ओके।
हम्म।
तो मेंटेनेंस इज नॉट अंडर विष्णु. अगर जो हमारा
हाँ,
डाइजेस्टिव
maintenance-
सिस्टम.
हाँ, जब ब्रिंगिंग टू मेनी कंसेप्ट्स टुगेदर जो रेलेवेंट नहीं है, सही कॉन्टेक्स्ट में सही नॉलेज को यूज करना इम्पोर्टेंट है. वो
एक्चुअली थोड़ा
कॉन्टेक्स्ट
सा
अलग अलग है. हाँ, वो खिचड़ी नहीं
चक्रास
बनाना. जितना जैसा बताया उसको वहीं पर ही लगाना है. कॉन्टेक्स्ट सही
Okay.
होना जरूरी है. You have to put knowledge in the right context to understand it clearly. Remember the 6 Vedangas. Unless you understand the context, you are not established in knowledge.
Correct.
Hmm.
Bhaiya, I have a question.
Hmm.
What is the difference between star birthday and Tithi birthday?
So star birthday is your nakshatra birthday. So whenever the nakshatra comes back in the same month, it is called your star birthday. As I mentioned, nakshatra is only moon's placement. At the time of your birth, where was the moon? Okay, here it was. So when the moon comes back to the same position, I will celebrate it as my nakshatra birthday. However, when we talk about star birthday or Tithi birthday, it is the relationship, when the same relationship between the sun and moon occurs again next year. That's when I celebrate my star birthday. So this is the difference. So only nakshatra, if you look at in a particular month, it is your star. But you look at the Tithi, which is the sun and moon's connection between with the earth at the time of your birth, then it is called Tithi birthday.
तो तिथि बर्थडे हर ईयर का डिफरेंट निकलता है. जैसे अभी आपने शो किया था वैसे.
Exactly.
वो जो हमारी पर्सनल शिवरात्रि होती है.
Exactly.
ओके. थैंक यू.
Yes,
अच्छा
पल्लवी.
भैया
बहुत सारे हैंड रेज्ड हैं. वेंकटेश्वर जी ने 6 बार हाथ रेज किया. वेंकटेश्वर जी, आपका क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं पहले.
Okay, so I want to understand this Pradosh thing, Pradosh Tithi, because this Shivratri you explained very well. Pradosh is also having some
Pradosh
similar
is
sign.
Shivratri. Pradosh is 13th and 14th. Day of 13th and the night of 14th is Pradosh.
Okay, just one day before.
Yeah, day
One
of
day before
13th,
Shivratri.
night of 14th.
Okay, that is used for dissolving sins, right?
Yes. Pradosh Vrata or Pradosh is Shivratri. Krishna Pradosh is Shivratri.
Okay, I see.
Every month we get this. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
भैया, अगर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट नहीं है तो हम कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर यूज करें अपनी तिथि निकालने के लिए?
अगर आपके पास विंडोज नहीं है, आप अगर मैकबुक यूज कर रही हैं, तो आपको कुछ ना कुछ ब्रिज लेना पड़ेगा. कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर्स होते हैं ऑन विच यू इंस्टॉल Windows softwares also. There are some applications available.
Okay.
I don't know. A lot of other people have used it. Aniketji, did you use this
Yeah,
bridge software?
I'm using Crossover.
Crossover.
So you download Crossover, then you can use Jehora.
Okay, thank you.
Atulji, you have a question? No. Naval Kishorji?
अच्छा, हम लोग ये वैदिक एस्ट्रोलॉजी सीखेंगे, केपी बहुत सारा जो सिस्टम जेमिनी बहुत सारा है, क्या सीखेंगे?
दोनों आ जाएगा. वैदिक भी
सब
सिखाएंगे, पाराशर भी सिखाएंगे, केपी भी आ जाएगा उसमें, जैमिनी भी आ जाएगा. सारे स्ट्रीम्स का आपको सब चीजें पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. वो सबका फिल्टर करके जो फाइनली एप्लीकेबल नॉलेज है ना, वो दे रहे हैं.
ओके, थैंक यू.
Do we need to purchase the material in advance or?
No, you need not purchase anything. You just enroll for the class and come. That's all. I'll guide you how to go about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you'll be taking both English and Hindi classes, right? कि Hindi कोई और लेगा?
In both batches. So we have other teachers also. So I'm teaching first semester. It's me and Nishchayji primarily who will be teaching Hindi and English, both the batches. Second semester also primarily me, Nishchayji, and one more teacher. Three of us will be teaching. Third semester onwards, we'll have experts from all over the world who will come and teach you on a very specific topic. It's like going into the specialization. So you choose your specialization area and we'll get you the world's top experts from whom we also learned from the past many years. We'll get them to teach you directly. They have already committed. They have already agreed to come and teach. The big names you have all heard about.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, can you please elaborate a little bit about what exactly is Sadesati and what are the various impacts of it in the life? Because मेरा तो chart खुला हुआ है, if you check, मेरी तो चल रही है अभी first part.
हाँ.
तो
आपका चार्ट सार्थक.
हाँ जी, मुझे इतना तो पता है, it's not very pleasant. But if you can elaborate कि what I feel like, because there are various sources of information जहाँ पे I don't know
नहीं,
reliable है
you
नहीं है.
don't have to worry about Sadesati. If this is your chart, April 7th. No. This is
This is the तिथि
Back
जो
to-
निकाल
let's go
है
back to
इससे.
April. So your March 18, 1996 chart, right?
Yeah.
So you are on the peak of Sadesati.
It would seem so.
Yeah, it is not an easy thing for you. Surya, Shani, Mangal, Ketu, all four things are together. Difficult period, especially relationship. Stay away from it. If you are not already married.
नहीं है मैं already implemented staying away.
Very difficult time. You do some remedies for Saturn. Listen to Rudram chanting every day sunset time. And get Shani Shanti Homa done if possible.
Okay. And is
How
it
to
so
find
that
Om
the
Shivratri?
first part is, sorry?
How about Ketu Mahadasha? Can you please explain? See, Ketu, Rahu, these are the two planets which are perennially retrograde in motion. So they represent, usually our flow of consciousness is outward. But Rahu, Ketu, whenever their time comes, the consciousness flow becomes inwards. So it is highly advised that during Rahu or Ketu Mahadasha, you do things which are for your spiritual growth. Involve more into spiritual practice, do more reading, do social service, work more toward for your inner growth rather than materialistic growth. Ketu wants you to be spiritual, so you either follow the lesson. Every graha has a lesson to teach. If you follow that with honesty, they will not bother you. If you do not, then they will have other ways to teach you. Ketu's lesson is follow spirituality, be detached, be dispassionate. So if you do it willingly, fantastic. Ketu will reward you. If you do not do it, he will punish you. How to increase Jupiter's strength and auspiciousness to overcome weakness. If you are an Art of Living teacher, teach as many programs as you can. If not, then become Art of Living teacher and teach as many programs as you can. Best way to strengthen your Jupiter. Aniket, you have a question?
Actually, I have a wonder and / observation. I think going back to how you started, just the black hole and the gravity that pulls any matter into nothingness, and how you correlated the macrocosm to the microcosm. And it just brings to my mind how Gurudev says, just relax, just repose in your being. And when you're able to do that, everything goes back into that nothingness, that void, which is only love and which is dense with love. And the wonder I had was Gurudev talks about gravity just being attraction between two celestial bodies, and how the sun is traversing, but then the planets can't collapse into the sun, then nothing would remain. So they have to play their part and have their glorious purpose in terms of just kind of keeping the creation going. So I was just wondering, like, we are blessed to have the ability to collapse, whereas the planets do not have that. They have to keep circling for our benefit. So it was more
their
just
realm is different. They perceive time very differently. So when we actually talk about planets as devatas, they are actually devatas, but we cannot perceive them as we perceive them as rocky bodies only, because that's not our dimension.
Yeah.
So that's how they are manifested in our dimension. But the moment we are aligned with that frequency, we'll be able to see them as light beings.
Correct. And then what is interesting also, Gurudev is beyond the relative theory, right? Gurudev's body is on the earth, but he is tuned into all frequencies. So he is beyond motion and time and space.
Yes. That's what being an enlightened master is.
It's quite amazing. So thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure. Varun ji, you have a question?
हाँ मुझे मैंने पहली बात आपने जो बोला कि जो ब्लैक होल कॉन्सेप्ट है मतलब कि हम लोग की बॉडी के जो सेल्स है उसमें भी अप्लाई होता है, जैसे कि पहले जो वैज्ञानिक है उन लोगों ने पहले देखा कि अणु क्या है, अणु एक एटम्स का एक वो झुंड है, उसके बाद उसके अंदर गए, उसके अंदर परमाणु है, फिर परमाणु के अंदर उन्होंने देखा, उसके अंदर गए तो बेसिकली एनर्जी ही है, एक गुरुत्वाकर्षण ही है, तो वही वही शक्ति है।
सेल्स में बात करना थोड़ा अलग हो जाएगा, पर कहीं ना कहीं हमारी एग्जिस्टेंस में ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी है कि वो डार्क मैटर है, तभी हम एग्जिस्ट करते हैं। वो जिसको हम CPH21 ऐसा CPH3 ऐसा कुछ तो उसका नाम है, जो मदर की वूम में बनता है, एक पर्टिकुलर एंजाइम, जिसकी वजह से लाइफ बताई जाती है, मेडिकली बताते हैं कि उसकी वजह से लाइफ एग्जिस्ट करती है, एक फीटस में लाइफ आती है। CPH12 ऐसा कुछ तो है, वो उसका नाम है, तो ये एक केमिकल बनता है वो। पर वो उसको थोड़ा केमिकल की भाषा में नहीं समझ के, मुझे लगता है कि जो बीज से आता है मदर की वूम में, वो कुछ उसमें कुछ पोटेंसी होती है, कुछ एक पार्टिकल होता है डार्क मैटर का, और वो चीज होती है जो ग्रो करती है और एक पूरी लाइफ क्रिएट होती है, उसके आसपास बॉडी क्रिएट होती है, माइंड क्रिएट होता है, और वहाँ वही सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट फैक्टर होता है अट्रैक्शन का भी। तो जैसे जैसे वो बढ़ता जाता है थ्रू आवर राइटियस प्रैक्टिसेस, अगर हम धर्म को फॉलो करते हैं, इफ यू फॉलो धर्म, दैट डार्क मैटर ग्रोज विद इन अस, and as it grows, we become more knowledgeable, we become more compassionate, more in love, and that's what spirituality is all about, to grow that dark matter within us. And again, if we have to literally translate dark matter, I have already said that Krishna Tattva, dark matter, Krishna Tattva. The job of Krishna Tattva is to attract and to be in love, to be in knowledge, how Krishna was, all love and all knowledge and all truth. That's what is called Sat Chidanand, and that's to with a lot of density, Ghan. Sat Chit Anand. Sat means truth, Chit means knowledge, Anand is bliss or love, and that too with a lot of density, Ghan. Satchidanand Ghan. This is how divinity expresses itself. It is way beyond Satchidanand Ghan, but that's how it comes in our comprehension. We can only understand truth, we can only understand knowledge, we can only understand love and bliss. That's how human beings have named it Satchidanand Ghan. But it is much beyond that. But this is the only perception of divinity we have. Truth, knowledge, and bliss. So it is really important to get established in truth if you want to be spiritual. If you're not established in truth, you're not spiritual. A lot of us, while practicing pranayamas or being in knowledge, listening to knowledge talks, we get into this concept of whether I'm close to enlightenment or not. Whether a lot of people come and ask me, showing horoscope, will I get enlightened this lifetime or not? So we always look at things and we always tell something about it. But the fact is, unless you are established in truth, don't think about enlightenment. Because if you have to lie for any reason, then there is something wrong. There's something which is not opened up. There's something which is stuck. Why you are lying? The desire is still left, the fear is still there. Unless you are established in truth, better not ask this question.
और मैंने कहीं सुना कि कुछ हर एक ग्रह की अपनी एनर्जी होती है, अपना ऊर्जा होती है। अगर आप चाहे जितना भी अच्छा काम करें, लेकिन आप वो एनर्जी से अलाइन नहीं हो रहे, तो वो आपको रिजल्ट नहीं देगा।
नहीं, अच्छा काम करके एनर्जी से अलाइन हो जाते हैं।
हाँ, मतलब हाँ वही, मतलब गलत काम कर रहे हैं और वो चाह रहे हैं कि वो एनर्जी से अलाइन नहीं हो, तो वो काम नहीं, रिजल्ट नहीं देगा।
वहां पर भी थोड़ा है, कुछ लोग गलत काम करने के लिए आते हैं धरती पे, उनका पर्पस ही वही होता है, तो वहां पे रिजल्ट आते हैं, गलत काम करके भी रिजल्ट आते हैं। हम इसके बारे में बहुत डिटेल में बात करते हैं थोड़ा।
थैंक यू।
इससे पहले कुछ और बैकग्राउंड चीजें समझनी पड़ती हैं ज्योतिष के बारे में, देन दिस कांसेप्ट बिकम्स मच मोर क्लियर।
भैया ज्योतिष से ये भी बता सकते हैं कि कोई धरती पे कुछ गलत काम करने आया है कि नहीं?
हाँ, सब पता लगता है। इनफैक्ट गलत काम करना तो ये हम अपने तरफ से वो कर देते हैं। ये भी रिलेटिव कंसेप्ट है, क्या सही है और क्या गलत है। अब किसी का काम है आग लगाना, तो वो आग लगाएगा, आपको आग जला के दे देगा। अब उससे अब वो गलत किया या सही किया, वो हर कॉन्टेक्स्ट पे और हर एक सिचुएशन पे डिपेंड करता है कि वो गलत हुआ या सही हुआ। कोई भी ये सोच के गलत काम तो नहीं करता कि मैं गलत कर रहा हूँ, उसको तो वही सही लगता है इसीलिए कर रहा होता है। हमारी नजर से वो गलत हो जाता है, उसकी नजर से देखोगे तो हम गलत हो जाएंगे। बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो हम ऐसे फेस वैल्यू पे नहीं ले सकते कि ये सही ये गलत है, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट में नहीं रख सकते उसको। पर ये जरूर पता लगता है कि डायरेक्शन क्या है, क्या करने, किस तरफ क्या काम करने आए हैं, किस तरफ जाना चाहिए, वो जरूर पता लगता है।
उधर मिलेगी, वहाँ जाना पड़ेगा, इस कैंटीन जो
ओके भैया,
यहाँ पे हमने
भैया
संकल्प ये ऐसे
अभी आपने बोला कि
बैच
केतु और सैटर्न का अलग मतलब एक लेसन होता है, हर ग्रह का एक लेसन होता है क्या?
हाँ जी,
अगर
हाँ
होता
जी,
है तो
बिल्कुल।
क्या होता है?
वो बहुत डिटेल्ड लेसन है वो। मैं एक लाइन में बताऊंगा तो वो गलत कंसेप्ट आ जाएगा, उसको समझाना पड़ता है एक ग्रह को।
समझ गई, थैंक यू।
तो उसके लिए पूरा 3 घंटा लग जाएगा।
Bhaiya, can you talk about free will?
Yes. What do you want me to talk about it? What is that you want
Just
to hear
how
about?
much?
If you want to
what?
know how much free will we have,
Yes.
astrologically, there are certain rashis. If you have planets in them, they give you free will. There are certain rashis if you have planet in them, they will take away your free will from that area of life. There are other concepts in Jyotish. There are certain houses which are the houses of free will, 3, 6, 10, 11. So 4 amongst the 12 houses are the houses of free will. So 33%. If you want to give me some number, it is 33% free will. But it can be more. It can be more depending on different combinations in your chart. But again, if you actually look at this thing, that if your free will is also defined in your chart, then where is the free will? Your free will is also written that this is the free will you will have. Then is that a free will or not? It's like you are tied up with a rope, a long rope. But you're not totally free. You're free within a range.
I think the challenge concern is to see how to not use that free will and use the free will to cleanse the karma instead of adding more karma, I guess.
Yes. So whatever we have, Gurudev gives a fantastic answer to it. And this is the most wise answer or the wisest answer I've ever heard about free will and destiny. Gurudev says, consider your past as destiny, future as free will. And there is no better way to actually understand free will and destiny. So whatever has happened in the past, do not regret about it. It was your destiny. But what is going to happen in the future, do not rely on destiny, work for it.
जो आपके बाजू में बैठा है उसे भी ना बताएं। मैं आपको देने वाला हूँ एक कोड आईडी।
Free will
Code
will
ID
be
हमको
based.
Someone's
Shas?
mentioning that you can see the Shiva
What are
or
the
Shakti in your chart. How is that? What is that you can see in that?
Shiva,
The house of
what did you
Shiva.
ask?
The house of Shiva, the house of Shakti in the house in the chart, in one's chart.
In your chart, sun and
Yeah.
moon. Sun and
Oh,
moon.
that's it. Okay.
Maya,
If we don't know the time of our birth for some reason, how can we go about it?
How much difference it is. If you are not sure about 10-15 minutes, then there are some correction methods. If you're not sure about whether it is morning, afternoon, evening, then I would recommend go for palmistry. Do not come to astrologer. Because correcting a birth time with hours of difference or when we don't know when is the birth time, morning, afternoon, or evening, it is a very long shot, highly speculative. So there are already many floating factors, many dynamic factors when we are making a chart in Jyotish. So this is like way too long shot. So I would recommend consulting a palmist, because anyways your hand is your hand. There is no chance that we'll read somebody else's destiny if somebody is reading your hand.
Ashutosh, would you be able to write a summary of the courses coming up, like first semester, second semester, third semester?
Yes, it is, Michelle, it is mentioned on our website, www.JyotiṣVāstu.org, where you registered for this workshop. So
about for the people who have completed the graduated the course, there's a common forum where people can join and exchange questions and ideas, right? Is that still in play?
Yes, absolutely. I have made this forum on Discord. I have to still add everyone. So very soon we'll add everyone and we can start the discussions according to topics, threads, everything. This is a very nice forum where you can discuss topics in a particular section about something, and you never have to really keep digging different. Like in WhatsApp, you have to look for answers. If somebody has answered something 6 months ago, then you have to keep scrolling amongst thousands of messages. So you don't have to do that.
Sure, thank you.
भैया, I have one more question.
Yes.
अभी ये सैटर्न एंड एक्वेरियस का टाइम चल रहा है, तो ये एक इंडिविजुअल के लिए कैसा टाइम है, उसे किस चीज़ पे फोकस करना चाहिए?
मैंने सैटर्न के ऊपर एक पूरा वीडियो बनाया है जिसमें फॉर एवरी मून साइन आई हैव मेंशन्ड डूज एंड डोंट्स. हाउ विल बी द टाइम, कैसा टाइम होगा, क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, वो YouTube पे अवेलेबल है. हमारा YouTube चैनल है ज्योतिषवास्तु एकेडमी, द आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग ज्योतिषवास्तु एकेडमी, YouTube पर ही. तो आप वहां पर देखेंगे तो बहुत सारे ऐसे यूजफुल वीडियोस हमने ऑलरेडी बना के डाले हैं. राहु केतु का जो ट्रांजिशन हुआ था उस पर भी है, जुपिटर ट्रांजिशन पर भी है. इनफैक्ट सैटर्न वाला तो आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग के पेज पे भी आया था.
हाँ, मैंने देखा था वाला.